After the long cold winter, animals emerge from hibernation, ready to kill, ready for sex. Plants are also ready for sex kills. For more information, stay tuned to the following program.
Welcome to The Anomaly, the contradistinct, uncensored, unmonetizable, and deemed unwatchable by the mainstream masses. We are the ones they cannot control and attempt to hold back, but together we form revolution. The Ramborgia. Welcome to John Rambo Presents the show. Stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.
I just got back from an excursion to a magical place where you could turn green pieces of paper in for food that's been processed and packaged in various warehouses. I'm talking about the local Trader Joe's grocer.
What sorcery is this?
Are you a fan of the Trader Joe's?
It's pretty good, man. Also, their frozen selection is surprisingly edible.
That's where I'm going with this, John. We're on the same road here, okay?
But we're
in the same aisle?
But we're driving in the wrong direction.
We're in the same aisle with our carts ready to bash into each other, you know?
Let's play chicken.
How would you describe the Trader Joe's to someone that maybe does not have a Trader Joe's?
Well, it's if they have a Whole Foods, it's easier to describe. It's about 20% of the size of a Whole Foods and about 2% of the pretentiousness, but the food's just as quote-unquote wholesome.
Yeah, I would put it over the Whole Foods I don't like too much.
No, it's pretentious and overpriced. It's like the Greenwich of, for those of you who know Connecticut at all, it's the Greenwich of grocery stores.
I see. Trader Joe's has some issues too, though. It's what do you think about the employees? They're very chipper all the time.
They're usually pretty chipper. They get to wear those crazy Hawaiian shirts. They make jokes. It's almost like they're not depressed at life.
Yeah, but why is that? It's very almost cultish. Like they all wear the same thing. Well, of course, it's a uniform, but it's a Hawaiian shirt. They're very happy.
No one involuntarily wears a Hawaiian shirt and looks happy.
Is there just a large amount of cocaine in the back room?
In the back room, I think it's pumped in through the air ducts.
Everyone's just happy there, man. I don't know what's going on. It's like, are you really enjoying bringing me out that much? Is it that much fun for you? What's going on here?
John, you're making me think of horrible things. I'm gonna phrase it this way.
Yes.
It's like they all have electronic implants in their brains on the pleasure centers, and they get a little jolt every time they ring somebody up.
I had to say something negative about them because I want people to think this is like a paid advertisement for Trader Joe's because we are putting them over a bit. But there's no other store you go where people are that happy. Are they getting paid like what? Hundreds of dollars an hour? Do they have, what's going on? I want to know what's OJ, get a job there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
For a couple weeks and just let us know it's as reporting back for the show. On location, OJ. Undercover. We want to know what's going on. But anyway, when you go to the Trader Joe, what's on the OJ grocery list? What's going on here?
Frozen Indian food.
Good?
Yeah, it's really good.
That'd be something you're, first time I got it, you're kind of afraid. Frozen Indian food.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
Okay, how are you going? You don't microwave rice. That's not a thing that happens. Right?
Well, they have I get the rice. They have microwavable rice things.
No, what I'm saying is
you're not supposed to do that, yeah.
You don't think, I'm going to microwave this rice and it's going to be fine. That's not normal, but it somehow comes out fine.
And they tell you, on the package, it comes from other countries. Like the pizzas are from Italy, supposedly. I don't know if that's Italy, New Jersey, or actually, I don't know what.
To be fair, if you're going to pick somewhere in the U.S. to put in Italy, New Jersey, or New York,
True. Yeah.
There's a lot of people of Italian descent there, so that ain't so bad. I mean, I fit that category, just I'm not from Jersey.
Well, 50% of you. Let's not go crazy.
Well, 100% of me is not from Jersey.
All right, anyway.
We'll
save that for the show. We talk about OJ's heritage. Genealogy report. Did you have one of those done? Now we're getting really off topic here.
My parents did.
Yeah,
like
mine too, actually.
They're super obsessed.
All right, we'll have to have them on. We'll talk about that one day. But anyway, I went to the Trader Joe's, and I like to get the macaroni and cheese. You were a fan of that? The frozen mac and cheese?
I've never been a big fan of macaroni and cheese, honestly.
Wow.
It's not bad. It's just never been...
It's cheese and macaroni.
I mean, yeah, it's not bad. It's a good combo, but I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me terribly much. It's almost like giving. I don't know. I think it's just. I think that's the only food I would ever describe in my entire life. Describe as too rich.
Well, it's not really something that's good for you, so I can't really fault you for not eating it. I'm a big fan. A lot of people are, and the Trader Joe's version is excellent, I must say. I've done some research into this. People have made websites where they just show like things you could add to the Trader Joe's mac and cheese to make it even better. All different styles.
It's like IKEA hacking with Trader Joe's.
People are out of control of food, by the way. This is what I've learned. The amount of food television shows that exist, the amount of websites, the criticism and critiquing of food and restaurants that goes on. It's unbelievable.
Well, everyone does have to eat food or die, pretty much.
So, well, that's true. I think people go a little overboard maybe sometimes. I don't know.
Some people are also... It's also something you can be... it's funny. People can be proud of being picky, too.
It's a bit of an art form to be able to make it, but now people are trying to make it an art form of critiquing the food. Just put it in your face. Put it in your face. Let's move on. You don't like it? There's other options. Or learn how to make something of your own. I don't know. Whatever. Oh,
John, there's something... okay, after this topic, I have a food topic I must tell you about.
All right, put a pin on that, okay?
Okay.
Not in it, on it. Put a pin on. I don't know.
You don't want me to eat it, I see.
Yeah.
You know that.
So anyway, speaking of the mac and cheese, man, I'm a fan of the mac and cheese at Trader Joe's. And I went there today. They have a brand new item.
Oh, no.
It had no price sign. Like, they just put it in the freezer thing.
Like, it just came out, like, you can't even tell what it is.
It didn't even have a price tag. It was unbelievable what this is. Trader Joe's pepperoni pizza mac and cheese bowl.
What?
Yeah, that's what it is. The pepperoni pizza mac and cheese bowl.
But you're putting starch on starch, or starch in. Wait, why is it a bowl?
This is what we do here in America, John. Welcome.
I don't understand the bowl part. Where does the bowl come into this?
Well, it's just in a plastic bowl that you heat up.
Then it's not. But you can't.
I don't know.
Okay, John, you cannot. Okay, look, I'm going to derail this, but you can't have a bowl and pizza.
Look, I'm not
they
behind
are
the marketing
mutually exclusive.
John. They did not ask me to advise them in the naming of this dish, unfortunately for them.
But bowl is mutually exclusive with pizza. You can't have a pizza bowl.
It's a pizza bowl.
No, a pizza is a flat bread thing.
So they had this, like, it was full. Like, the thing was full of it. And I just grabbed one. I'm like, I have to try this out. You know. And just the people in the Hawaiian church were going crazy. They were very excited about this. They were, like, high-fiving me in the aisle.
What? You're kidding.
No,
I've never seen that.
Dude, they were so excited. I go to the register, they're ringing the bell. And then the captain came over to me.
What?
Captain.
Wait, captain?
You don't know about the captain?
No, I mean, I've been told that the captain and I can make it happen, but that's all I know.
The captain comes over and he goes, "Did you know this was voted the top new item at the captain's conference this year?"
What is this place?
You're one of the first people to get it.
What is this place?
Apparently in Trader Joe's, they call the managers captains. They're not called managers.
Okay.
Because it's more kooky and fun to call them captains. Because manager, I mean, that's very corporate, you know, it's very, stingy. We're freewheeling grocer. Okay? The captain.
Okay.
So, anyway, yeah, I was a little, I don't know. I didn't have much to say back to the captain. I said, okay, thank you. I'll try it.
Oh, you haven't even eaten it yet, right?
No, I don't know what's going on. You know? It's almost like I want a prize or something. I don't know what's going on. So, I brought it home. I did eat it for dinner tonight, just recently. Not the biggest fan.
Really?
Well, it's the Trader Joe's mac and cheese, if anyone is familiar. And they basically threw in red tomato sauce is in there, mixed in with the cheese and stuff, and then like full pieces of pepperoni, like the slices, like the circular pepperoni areolas, if you will, just thrown in there.
Please don't use that.
I don't know. I'm trying to describe it. So that's all. That's all it really is. So I was a little disappointed. I thought, it's like the pepperoni pizza mac and cheese bowl. But I guess that is an accurate description of what you get.
It's a bowl with pepperoni and then all the components of a pizza, except what do they use for bread, John?
The bread, I guess, is the pasta.
That doesn't cut it.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to have a talk with the captain about this.
Dude, they're gonna be. Oh my gosh, John, no! You see how happy they were when you bought it? They're gonna commit ritual suicide when you tell them you weren't pleased.
Now let's move on to the next dish, or the next item that is the special of the day. Whatever that may be, the fish sticks or something, or
well, no, John, you can't have fish sticks. You have to have the fish stick shish kebab or something, exactly, since you can't have a thing be what it is.
The Vindaloo fish stick. It's got to be like some kind of special thing, right?
Oh, dude, I have had Vindaloo samosas, and they're amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Well, it's a good store. They have a lot of good stuff there. I pretty much only go there now. It's always busy, man. Somebody's making money, yeah.
Well, I mean, if people are going there, that's a good sign for them, but...
What is the disappointing part for you? What are you upset about here? You're like, oh. What?
I honestly can't figure out why I was upset.
All right, we'll think about that one. So sticking with the pizza thing.
Yes.
I'll talk about this. So a while back, my father owns a business. He owns his own business. And one of his employees had a death in the family. So my father went with his employee to the funeral.
Yeah.
In northern Pennsylvania. This isn't the funny part yet. Okay? That's not the funny part. Don't laugh at that. So they went to northern Pennsylvania. And on the way back, the guy's like, the guy's from that area. So he's like, you got to try these pizzas that we have here. They only have this kind of pizza in this part of the country. You can't get this anywhere else in the world, this kind of pizza.
Okay.
So apparently, they sell pizza by the tray.
Tray?
It's sold by the tray.
I
got a call from my mother. Like, your father's got all these pizzas. We got to get rid of them. Like, do you want some? I'm like, okay. And it sounds okay. Pizzas, okay. So I go over and check out these pizzas he's got. I think it's just a normal pizza. It's literally a tray of pizza that's frozen. And that's it.
What do you mean?
They sell it frozen by the tray, and then you bring it home and heat it up in your oven. That's how this is. Dude, this is a whole thing. I've done so much research into this. It'll blow your mind. So we hear, like, all right, what is this? What is this thing? Like alleles or something? Put this in the oven. Mother, now.
Wow.
I'm a man now. I tell you what to do. So that didn't happen. I said, please, can we have the pizza now? She said, maybe, wait. And all right, I waited till she was ready to cook it. Anyway. So, you heat it up, take a bite of this stuff. Just disgusting pizza.
Really?
The cheese is yellow. It's American cheese on some sort of a crust that's far worse than something you would find in like a Stop and Shop frozen section. Just awful pizza.
I'm sorry to hear that. And you have how many of them?
Well, listen, we'll talk about it. So I wound up eating a lot of it because we had to get rid of this. And I had to, I have to be a food critic like I was talking about. And I really have to contradict myself and be a hypocrite by criticizing this pizza. Didn't even realize I was doing that myself.
Wow.
So I'm like, it's pretty bad. My father's like, what do you think? And my father's like always kind of a very positive spin on things to the point where it could be annoying.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, it's not like normal pizza. It's like something totally different. It's not like pizza. It's like something totally on its own. You can't really judge it like that.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, here's the thing. So this guy that grew up in that area loves this pizza. because that's what he grew up with, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and in his mind, this
memories.
is like what it's supposed to taste like. This is what it is, and it's like really good. Doesn't jive with what I know. People more educated on the subject may know.
Oh, shots fired, sir.
Well, please, I'm from New York. I mean, you can't, come on. We don't sell frozen pizzas in trays. It's kind of strange. But I basically did some research into this, and this is true, man. This is how they sell the pizzas. And there's actually a documentary that was, I think it's coming out. It's called Trey. And I watched the trailer for this documentary. I think it's coming out soon. It's all about the area and like this, this strange pizza that they make. And it's pretty much like, some Italian immigrants moved to that area and they decided to open pizza places. There were none. And they just kind of used what ingredients were in the area. So they don't have like mozzarella and stuff, right? So they just kind of used what was there, and it's kind of been that way all this time. And the area, like, they love it, and like it's kind of like part of the identity of the place. So it's pretty interesting. But man, it's so weird.
But if you're not from the area, it's
quite bizarre. We'll have to get you to try. What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite pizza? Do you like pizza, John? I don't know what you're even into anymore.
You're kidding me, right?
No mac and cheese for you. I don't know what you like.
Dude, we've been eating pizza together since we met.
What do you like? What's your favorite type
of pizza?
Yeah, we're doing a whole pizza thing now.
All right. My favorite used to be pepperoni, but then I was brought into the chicken cutlet fold.
Wow! Kill a chicken, put them on my pizza. My name's over.
Yeah. Although I will say one of the best pizzas I've ever had was an Applewood smoked bacon and caramelized onion pizza. That's a pizza one of those foodie snots would get.
Was that from the California Pizza Kitchen?
Now. It was from some really smooth Italian restaurant.
You know what I really like? I like the Chicago deep dish.
But you've actually had it legit in Chicago, right?
I've been to Chicago a bunch of times. I had it, the first time I ever had it, like I was in a hotel and I called, had it, have it delivered. Usually it's like, 20 minutes or something to get a pizza. So I'm like, I want, the large deep dish. And you guys are like, I'll be there in 90 minutes. It's like, what? What is this?
Like, are you buying the pizza somewhere else and then bringing it here?
But when you get it, it's an adventure. It's really a pie. Like, talk about like a pizza pie. That's actually a pie. Because the stuff
a legitimate pie?
Yeah, because the stuff is like inside of it. Like the toppings aren't on top. It's like in it.
It's in the bread?
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Okay, dude. Uno's has been doing it wrong, man.
Well, that's kind of the fast food version.
It is the fast food version, but they've been doing it super wrong.
But that's my favorite piece of the Chicago deep dish. I mean, that's not something you could have. You can't really have it all the time. Like for lunch or something.
Oh, you can, but you won't have much time.
I would kill you.
You'll be dead. Yeah.
You can't have it like fast either. Like in New York, people get the pizza, they stand outside. You get like a slice, you just stand
and
there.
Just walk around.
Or yeah, you stand outside in the corners, eat it fast, and go on your way. What?
Yeah, like dollar pizza. Dude, dollar pizza's a thing.
The California Pizza Kitchen is disgusting, but I love it at the same time. I don't even know what's going on with that place. It shouldn't exist.
It's not my favorite, but they do it wrong.
They're out of their minds. It's like they just take random ingredients and throw them on a pizza. It's like cilantro, some Reese's Pieces, a piece of bacon, and maybe like a full fish. It's not a piece.
A full fish?
Hold on, let me get the menu up here.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, hold on a second. All right, here we go.
Oh, this is legit. Things just got legit here, folks.
All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Okay, there's the pizzas. Pastas. They have pasta there?
Okay. Allegedly.
So this is a pizza. It's called the Spicy Chipotle Chicken. Chipotle adobo sauce, shaved poblanos, and Monterey Jack with house-made roasted corn and black bean salsa, fresh cilantro, and tangy lime crema. That's a pizza.
You had me up until fresh cilantro and tangy lime crema.
It's a pizza, though. Here you go. Applewood smoked bacon. It's free of roasted chicken and mozzarella. Topped with avocado, wild arugula, fresh basil, romaine tossed in lemon pepper mayo.
Why?
Yeah, it kind of goes off the rails.
Mayonnaise on pizza.
It just kind of goes off the rails.
It's funny, like the first. I think whoever makes the pizzas at California Pizza Kitchen just needs to stop like 2 ingredients earlier. know what I mean? Like, if someone just cut the guy up, like, no, Phil, you had this.
He's like, well, we have all these, this Mayo. We gotta get rid of it. Just throw it on there, So there you go.
Look, Val, just because we have it doesn't mean we have to use it.
It's very true. Less is more a lot of times, especially with something like that. Well, there you go, friends. There's 20 minutes on pizzas. You've been asking for it all this time. After all these years. And you finally got it. So, congratulations to all of you. No one's left listening at this point.
Well.
OJ, April is almost over.
Yeah, I still have a food topic, though.
Oh, yes, we're not done. More than okay, keep going. What do we got?
So, first of all, right before our last recording of the show, I got a letter from Blue Apron with like, have a coupon, blah, blah, blah. Like right then and there.
Stained apron.
Yeah. But a friend of mine, I got an email from this guy. Like, he's someone I don't know that well. He's more like a friend of a friend, but, we're kind of friends now. Cool dude. I get an email from him. So-and-so has sent you a free box of meals. I'm like, what? And this other company who competes with Stained Apron is sending me a box of food on Monday.
So it's not for Stained Apron, it's the other, or Blue Apron, it's the other one?
It's one of the other, like, two.
Pampered Chef or what is it? I don't remember.
Hello Fresh.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's funny. I was looking at their website, and it's like, you have 3 choices. I'm like, ooh, 3 choices. You can get the family plan for picky eaters, okay. The vegetable plan for people who don't like eating tasty dead creatures. And then the regular plan. I'm like, regular, please?
And then the California Pizza Kitchen plan. With all the leftover ingredients from the pizzas. I think you're trying to get rid of.
This should be interesting, to say the least.
So you're going to try it out?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm going to cancel it as soon as I get the first box, because they're going to send you another box and charge you for it. So I'm going to see how it goes. I'm so lazy. I hate taking time to cook. And next week I am shot on Tuesday and Thursday. Like, I will not be home. So we'll see how it goes. Also, it's 3 different meals sized for 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a sad, lonely bachelor, so I've got 6 meals, guys.
Well, it's even better then.
Yeah. But It comes out to $10 a meal, apparently, if you bought it. Just kind of more than the grocery store by a ton.
So I heard this month you caused a ruckus at Penn Station. Is that what happened? Is there something that went down?
Okay.
Weren't you involved in this? What happened? Tell us the story.
I wasn't involved. So, as some of you may know, I have been attending swing dance classes in New York City. Why New York City? Because I was too dumb to try and find somewhere closer to my house. And also because the people there were cool. And this dance studio is right near Penn Station. And I made the mistake of joining a performance class, which means it's imperative I make it to rehearsal once a week on Fridays. Extra rehearsals that we schedule ourselves amongst the students, all the performances that I can possibly do, and practicing on my own. So it is a huge time investment. For those of you wondering why I haven't played particular games yet, there's your answer. So
is that like a sexual thing, the clicking? What is that?
No, but I did
when you say games, is that like you're saying something else?
No, it's literally a game that I'm supposed to have played by now, but haven't gotten to yet.
All right, fair enough.
So I'm walking to the studio, and I see, there's a police car coming by. That's weird. I get to Penn Station. I see there's an ambulance outside. There's a lot of people milling about. I think, okay, it must be a Rangers game or something. Whatever. I see a stretcher with nobody on it. I'm like, well, that's weird. And I cross the block, would walk over and up to the dance studio. I get up there, and I'm talking with people. They're like, yeah, it took me forever to get here. I'm like, that's weird. Well, where's everybody else? I don't know. Wait, hold on. Okay, Valerie just texted me. She says that Penn Station is not a thing right now, so she'll be a little bit late. I'm like, okay. Someone else walks in and says, oh my gosh, did you see what happened at Penn Station? I'm like, no, I walked past it, but look outside. There's people everywhere. We look outside the window. There's people lined up across the block, across the street from Penn Station, people milling about. Apparently there's people crying. Like, it's just this horrible, wretched, sad mass of humanity. I'm not saying they're horrible, that they're bad people. I'm saying it's unfortunate and sad, whatever's going on. And no one has any idea what's going on. Like, they're just like, yeah, I just got here. One guy who was kind of eavesdropping, he's not a member of the class, but he was in the room. He's got a laptop. He takes it out. He's like, well, it looks like there may have been a shooting in Penn Station. And everyone's like, oh my gosh. I mean, we're all Googling it. We can't find anything. The most we can find is train derailed coming from New Jersey, which didn't come as a huge surprise. But okay, that was mean.
What?
I'm sorry, New Jersey. I don't know. The people make fun of the PATH trains between New York and New Jersey, and I kind of joined her. So
you weren't actually in the station. You just kind of saw some of the.
I walked right next to it.
Wow.
Yeah. Then finally, someone comes upstairs and says, "Yeah, we think someone might have gotten shot, or someone thought someone got shot." Yeah. And then people stampeded out like it was Black Friday at Walmart.
What was is that the final word on the thing? People thought it was like a foreign terrorist attack, or more likely like a teen with their parents' assault weapons that they bought at Walmart or something like that.
The final word was somebody was being unruly on a train or in the station, and one of the MTA police officers tased him. The taser going off sounded like a gunshot, and then everyone started running or shouting "gun."
People are so freaked out all the time now from
from everything, because
you could possibly be shot at basically anywhere you are at any time.
Yeah. So these folks were leaving their luggage, running away. It was ridiculous. I feel bad for anyone who got hurt. It's a horrible situation.
Yeah.
But one thing that, at this point, it's really sad, but it's almost better to do what the Welcome to Night Vale people say to do. If you see something, say nothing and drink to forget.
Is that what you did?
Oh, heck no. I went to dance and danced, and then we went to the burger store and got burgers.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you weren't trampled or...
Me too.
I kind of wish you were involved in some way more, that we get more of a story from you. Like, I don't want you to be hurt or anything.
You just want better press coverage.
Yeah, you got to get in there next time. Really get in there.
I wasn't about to change my shoes so I could go back outside.
The other people are running out. You run in. That's what I want from you. That's a scary situation, though, man. I don't know. How would you react if everyone's running? You'd probably run, right? Would you run?
What else would you do? You'd think someone must know what's going on. I'm going to get out of here.
Well, the problem is people start running, and then you have to run because they're going to run you over.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what happens. Like, if you fall, you're dead.
Not a good situation, folks.
Not at all.
I don't know what you did about that one.
Just be careful.
Got to build some more walls. It's going to help things.
Just watch yourself.
So, yeah, man. Speaking of political things, let's get to some local news here. I received a letter from the good senator, the esteemed senator. Every time I hear senator in my head, it's always Ian McKellen talking about Senator Kelly in X-Men. Just the way he says senator is so cool. I don't know.
Senator.
Yeah. And then when he has him in that room, he turns into like a squid or something. I don't know.
He becomes a puddle.
I received another letter from the great Senator Terrence P. Murphy, who I guess he won re-election this past fall. He's a gentleman that we talked about on the show years past. He sent us that awesome pamphlet about water safety.
Hey, that stuff's important,
And how to not drown. John, saved our lives. We did that show near the lake. We knew how to handle ourselves, remember? So we got a new Terrence P. Murphy letter. Terrence P. Murphy, is he connected to Russia? We don't know. We're investigating. This is being investigated. We got a new letter from the man. It says here, Terrence P. Murphy, Senator of the 40th District. It says, Dear Mr. Rambo. It's not what he put. It's a different name than that. Don't worry about it. Congratulations. I am thrilled to inform you that you are entitled to unclaimed funds from New York State.
What?
As your representative in Albany, I have been notified by the Comptroller's office that you have unclaimed funds that require your attention. Organizations such as banks, insurance companies, corporations, and the courts by law must report dormant accounts. Despite their efforts to identify recipients, many funds remain unclaimed and are turned over to the state comptroller's office. So the state comptroller's just going crazy with this money. He's going to Trader Joe's buying all the frozen food.
Is that why they're so happy?
But they're like, the comptroller was just here. This is great. The captain's his best friend.
The captain and the comptroller. No,
Yeah.
he thought he was the Commodore, so...
The Commodore's, he's like the CEO or something, yeah. They don't use any corporate names, so they go up the ladder. It just gets crazier by the day. By filling out and returning the enclosed form, you will begin the process of collecting the unclaimed funds to which you are entitled. To date, New York State has returned $95,648,000 this year in unclaimed funds to residents across New York State. Should you need further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact my office. Wishing you the best in health. Doctor? He's a doctor and a senator. Dr.
How does he have
Terrence P.
time?
Murphy, also a water expert. It's an aquatic expert.
Wait a second.
Well,
But-
this is what I'm talking about. I don't understand it. Now, there's the form here, and it has Office of the New York State Comptroller, Office of Unclaimed Funds, the claim form. Claimant information, first name, last name, blah, blah, blah. John Rambo, I filled it out already. City, email address. Then it says, provide information about the person or company for which you want us to do an unclaimed funds search. And that's it. That's it. So I think what this is saying is that you may have unclaimed funds from like various organizations or maybe jobs you've had or banks or something, or you've had accounts with, and then it wants you to fill this out and they'll do a search to see if you actually have funds.
But
It's very short.
that's not terribly...
Why don't you do the search for me and let me know how it turns out?
I mean,
I don't
first of
know
all,
who do you start writing down? Should I write down every school? And I mean, Trader Joe's goes on here, and what do I do? It's very
I
strange.
mean, honestly, John, it sounded like at first you were going to start talking about like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a, please send your bank account number to Nigeria so we can deposit the funds.
It does sound fake. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to bother with this because I don't know. I don't think I didn't make much money out there in the world. I don't think anyone owes me money. But yeah, I don't know. Just this is the world of the 40th district. Okay,
This is the world we live
it's like the
in.
Hunger Games. This is the district. Terrence P. Murphy is our guy we send to the Hunger Games. And
Oh, I
he
thought
kills
you were going to
everybody.
say he was Snow.
Is that a character? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Oh, the top guy.
Yeah, the jerk face.
No, he's not the top guy, but he's up there. You know.
Well, is he a state senator?
Yeah.
Or is he the district? Oh, okay. So he's in the state senate, not the Senate.
The Senate. Yeah, the Senate. The Senate. Senator.
Senator Monkey is what my friends say whenever they play Donkey Kong
Did you
in
call
Smash
him?
Brothers.
We should have called him. Maybe that would have been good.
Called the office of the senator.
It's probably, he's closed now. I'm sure it's nearly 9 p.m. But he has a satellite office. He's got an office in the Capitol. We're gonna have to talk to this gentleman in the future.
Dude, get him on here for publicity.
We'll get him on here, and he'll never be reelected again. He doesn't want to come on here. Did you have a good Easter, John?
Yes.
Did you know it was Easter when it was Easter?
Yes.
A lot of people I talked to, I would bring it up, and they'd, oh yeah, or they'd be like, that's when it is, or
Whatster? Napster? No, I haven't used Napster in years. What are you talking about?
I was talking to one person, and they're like, I'm like, what are you doing on Sunday? Like, I'm making a big barbecue, having some people come by, and I was like, oh, is it for Easter? And he's like, oh, it's Easter. It had nothing to do with anything. Do you know the story of Easter? Do you know what happened?
Yes.
What
Yes,
is
I do.
the turn of events here? We have Jesus. He was killed,
Mhm.
crucified.
Very
what happens?
unpleasant.
Unpleasantly? It was not pleasant.
I'm saying that a crucifixion is a very unpleasant thing to do. It's horrible.
It's an unpleasant activity? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
What happened next, John?
After 3 days, he rose from the dead.
3 days?
Yeah, after 3 days.
Didn't someone go and they saw there was a boulder? They put his body in like a cave?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like a boulder?
Yeah, they put there was a boulder blocking it.
And the boulder was moved.
It was rolled away. I forgot specifically who it was who found the boulder.
I would love to know how that went down.
What do you mean how what went down?
How he moved the boulder? Some power there.
I believe that if the Son of God wanted to move a boulder, that is like the least complicated, difficult thing. Like, I want to know the specifics of it.
Like, did he roll it? Did he like just look at it and move it? Did he like explode it?
I'm pretty sure. In my mind, I always pictured it just rolling out of the way for him as he approached.
Just some divine intervention.
Literally divine intervention.
And then,
yes.
And then then he like showed up as like a guy's house. Would you be like freaked out? Where did he go?
Wasn't it Doubting Thomas?
What? That's a guy?
Yeah.
Doubting Thomas.
Was like, I think, was it?
Like,
was that when he doubted him? I don't remember if it was Thomas who was just like, no, it's not you. Or if this was when Thomas first met him. I don't remember. Well, there's only one way to solve this problem.
Are you looking this up? You don't have to look it up. We're trying to get your take on it. Don't go to the facts.
On Doubting Thomas?
No, you tell us your version.
Okay, well,
this is Thomas, the book according to OJ here.
Thomas didn't believe that Jesus had risen from the dead.
Well, didn't they say that he looked different?
That Jesus looked different?
Yeah. Wasn't that part of it?
I think he looked the same as he did when he was crucified. He still had the wounds in his hands, and
I just thought they said he looked a little different. maybe from moving the boulder.
I honestly don't recall that.
He looked a little tired, maybe, just from the boulder movement.
From the boulder?
All right, how does the Easter Bunny factor into this story? Where did he come in?
I don't think the Easter Bunny has any... There's no connection whatsoever between the Easter Bunny and actual Easter, so far as I know.
The Easter Bunny moved the boulder, is that what you're saying?
No.
That's like later on, man. When did they start doing all this stuff with like, the Easter Bunny and like the Hallmark? There's like the Hallmark people did all this, right? Like the early 1900s.
They went to Hallmark?
The Hallmark people did all this. They created all these holidays.
Oh, yeah. No.
They're like people talk about the Illuminati, it's all about Hallmark.
Dude, why do you think we have like so many holidays to give gifts to people in our immediate families?
Because of the Hallmark Illuminati. We should stop talking about the Easter thing. It's a little... We're bordering on sacrilege here with our terrible retelling of the story.
Trying not to be sacrilegious.
I think you were.
What?
I forced you to do it, so it's my fault. That's my sin, okay? So, last show we were talking about Catholic school.
Yeah, that was a heck of a story, dude.
Stories from the Catholic school. People seem to enjoy it. I've kind of realized that the show, at one point I was trying to entertain people, and now it's just become like therapy. It's because it is cathartic to kind of get these things out, and then it just kind of like takes it away from you in a way, like kind of, I don't know. Tell your story, and then it's gone. I gave it away. I gave it to all of you now to carry this weight.
It's your problem. All y'all deal with it.
It's your problem now.
You're in our world now.
Or you know what it is? It's like these memories become other people hear me talking about it, so it becomes their memories. And now you're not alone feeling a certain way about it anymore.
Because we've all kind of seen it from your perspective.
Yeah, and that is the thing you should bring up. It is my perspective. And it's how I remember things. It has to be taken with a grain of salt, I guess. But
one.
No, I mean, look, these are all true things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
To the best of my memory.
To the best.
So I wanted to talk about some more stuff today. And it's a long time. You're going back, many decades at this point. And it's weird to just like, basically what I had to do is just like sit quietly and just kind of like, it's almost like swimming through my memory. And it's there. And I had to write down like a chart, like each grade and try to like think about who the teacher was and like who was in the class. And like things started popping into my mind that happened.
Like what?
Well, we'll talk about it. But I started like sweating it at certain points because I started like remembering things and a lot of things you kind of push out of your mind and like that you don't want to remember, and you start remembering it, and then you start feeling the same way you did at the time. And
it just starts coming back.
It was just a very strange process I went through to kind of put some stuff together for you today. I didn't really enjoy the process of this, but I got some stuff to talk to you about. So
this is the further adventures of Catholic School Rambo.
We're gonna go much deeper into some things, and I might jump around a lot because I don't always remember what grade certain things happened and when things happened, but I have some stories to tell. Put your seatbelts on. I know Jay went to public school, so you can kind of chime in with your side of things, or how things were different or whatever, too.
Very different. I can tell you that already.
Whoa. All right. So I went to the Catholic school from kindergarten, which I got caught up on that. Kindergarten. Do you know what that means?
Child's garden in German.
Yeah. It's in the name. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it literally
for children. How did that stick?
I don't know. Maybe they were hungry and they figured this was a good way to harvest, but.
Well, why did that stick here as a name?
I don't really have a good answer to that one.
Ask the captain. So I went from kindergarten through 8th grade, and I went there because basically my parents decided I should go there. I didn't have a lot of choice power in kindergarten age.
And you probably didn't really understand the question.
Yeah. But it's really interesting because my parents are really not, like, I wouldn't say they're, like, overly religious. They are religious, they're believers, but I wouldn't say they're, like, really into it or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not, like, wealthy people. For many years, especially, like, around those early days, we were actually living with my grandparents while my parents both worked. And, eventually we got our own house and all that stuff. But they were, like, I would say, I don't know if they were struggling. I don't really know the true finances of the situation. But to be like, right. we're gonna pay tuition for you to go here, they really, I assume they really thought it would be beneficial, and I think they did this out of a good place of thought.
Yeah, it just didn't.
And also, my parents both went to Catholic school, so I think it was more of like that's what they knew. Yeah, that's what we did. It's more of like a tradition type of thing. So there you go. So kindergarten, I remember the first day of school. Well, actually, I can't say that. I remember, like, my first memory of it, anyway. It could be the first day. I don't know. This is a long time ago.
An early day of school.
Yeah. So I remember this kid, and I should point out, first, the vast majority of the teachers and nuns and stuff like that were in control of the classes were, like, angry, large, older women.
Oof.
And that was like pretty much every class, every grade and every class. So I remember this kid, like, I assume he had to use the bathroom. So he was just sitting there, and he probably didn't know what to do.
Well, he didn't know how to use the bathroom, or didn't know how to ask to go to the bathroom? He probably
didn't know how to ask because how old are you with that? 5 or something? I don't know.
Kindergarten, 5 or 6.
Maybe he was embarrassed to say it, or he didn't know what to say or something. So he's like sitting there, and he's like holding his crotch, like both his hands, like in pain.
Oh no!
Like he's in pain. Like if you had a pain in any part of your body, you would hold that part of your body. I remember the teacher like saw him, just starts yelling at him. That's disgusting. What you're doing? That is disgusting. What you're doing. Now
you sicken me, boy.
Yeah. So why is that disgusting? If you had a pain in your wrist and he's holding his wrist, is that disgusting?
Well, your wrist can't make babies.
A 5-year-old's going to make babies?
No, I'm saying...
Now, I can understand an adult holding his crotch is disgusting.
Because that usually has some motive behind it.
It's a sexual thing to it. A 5-year-old is not doing that. So what's actually disgusting is this woman who's sexualizing this kid who has to piss. And he's holding his crotch. So she's actually the disgusting one, by the way.
Yeah. Hands down.
And then she's like, she's like, that's disgusting. You're not supposed to do that. You'll have your turn to go. And wouldn't just let him go.
Oh, so she knew he needed to go to the bathroom at this point.
She figured it out. Yeah. I think she just saw what he was doing, knew what it meant, but she wasn't like, okay, you go to the bathroom. She was like yelling at, punished. You're punished.
But it's not. But
imagine that happened today, man. That'd be that's like a Google News article.
A Google News.
Kid has to piss. Teacher says he's disgusting. Holding his crotch.
News at 11.
So this teacher thought he was rubbing his dick and winking at her. What was she thinking here? That's what she thought. So anyway, the same. You know what's sad is the majority of the things I remember are negative things. I can't really tell you any positive story.
From
this
awful.
Kindergarten. These are the only things I remember. But I've told this one before, and I think I've told this a couple times in the show before, just for the sake of the segment here.
Completeness. So
we had to do this thing where, it was an assignment in kindergarten. It was a picture of an apple, and you're color. She's like, everyone, take this paper. You're gonna color the apple red. Color the apple red.
Seems innocent enough.
Everyone just sits there and starts coloring the apple red. So I was actually did a lot of art and stuff at home.
Yeah.
Before this and around this time.
Fun stuff.
So I colored the apple red. I did it perfectly within the lines. Then you go outside the lines. Did as best I could. Finished far faster than any other kids. I'm just sitting there. All these crayons. All these ideas. So I just start drawing stuff.
Yeah.
I was into Alf. I drew Alf.
Oh, I remember Alf.
I drew Alf, and I drew me holding Alf's hand.
Oh, no.
And then I signed my name. I wrote my name. I thought, oh my gosh, I was so impressed I could write my name. Not only can I write my name, I can write Alf's name. Because I learned how to do this. My mother showed me how to do this. I wrote Alf above Alf, who was drawn smiling, and then me holding his hand.
That's really sweet.
So the teacher's like, all right, everyone, turn in your papers, whatever. And she gets mine, just looks at it. Red! I said red! Only red!
What?
Only red! Failed.
Did you say holy red or only red?
Only red.
What did you fail?
Only red! Because you were supposed to just do red. Color the apple red. I drew all kinds of stuff and I did it wrong.
But you drew the apple red and you were bored.
You weren't supposed to do anything else, man. This is the beginning. The beginning of it. It's the rules and who will conform to the rules. And you are not unique. You don't have ideas. You don't have your own personality. You are what we say you are. You do what we say. You worship God. You be what you are supposed to be.
Dang, man.
That's the beginning.
That's grim, yo.
That's pretty much what it is. So, I remember going to first grade. Do you remember first grade?
Oh, I totally do.
Do you, were you nervous about, because it was this is real school now. That was you would hear things.
I mean, it was the same school for me. It was the same building. It was just down the hall.
With me. I'm just saying this is grade, now you have grades, and now this is a grade 1. And it's important now. And do you have any of that type of nervous feeling, or just you're fine?
I think I was pretty okay, because it was basically just all right, now you're going to go down the hall with the big kids. I'm like, yeah, big kids, what up? I'm a big kid too. I'm going to be in first grade with all the real students learning everything.
So you were into it?
A little bit. I mean, I would have rather stayed home to play video games, but I don't know if I have my Nintendo yet, so.
You're we don't have Nintendo, might as well go to first grade. It's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, first grade, you had to wear a uniform. I remember that was a big deal. We had to go to a special uniform store somewhere in the city or something. Maybe White Plains, I don't know. The girls had to wear like the plaid, like the typical plaid thing. You see, the stereotypical thing, and like that you see in like a lot of pornos. And
oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Anyway, so the pants that the guys had to wear, like they were the type of pants when you sit, it would have like the big bulge, like the pant boner. Is that what you call that? You know what I'm talking about?
It's called tenting.
Okay, but there's nothing going on. It just looks like that because the stupid pants are cheap and stupid.
Emphasis on the yes.
So it was probably a scam because like you had to have a certain type of uniform and certain ones. And they probably made a deal with the school and all that type of nonsense. In some ways, I kind of liked it because you just knew what you had to wear.
And you didn't have to worry about being judged for it. That's the reason they say.
Not the judge. You have to bother with like picking stuff out and knowing. Yeah,
I would grab whatever was clean.
Yeah,
and just walk off.
Wasn't a big deal. It's weird because I kind of shaped me to today where I wear the same things all the time. And it's like, just, I don't know. That's from that. I have like 2 looks that I always do. It's like the normal me, and then there's like the work version. It's always the same thing. And, I know I just got kind of used to that type of, but yeah, uniform's not totally, I don't know, not totally negative, but, again, it's like, yeah, part of what you wear is your personality and expression. So it's kind of gone, right?
Yeah, I think that's why, like, if you watch a lot of school aged kid anime, that's why like the girls will wear like bows and guys will like wear their jackets in different ways and some way to fit in and yet be different somehow. Yeah,
but like I was gonna get to it, like people attempted those sort of things. Like one guy, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. I'm gonna have my collar a little different, but they would get on top of you and like
great.
It's not gonna happen. I think for gym, you had to wear, like, there was, like, a special T-shirt.
A special T-shirt?
I think it had, like, a logo on it or something. I don't remember, like, ever changing I don't know. I don't remember that. Like, changing clothes? I don't know how that was done. I can't remember. I remember it in, like, high school. And here's a question for you. Pretty much every school had, like, had showers I've ever been in.
Yep.
Showers.
Yeah. To be not
Did
grody.
You ever use the showers or see someone...
Oh, F no.
Someone use the showers?
No, nobody ever used those things. They're filthy.
Were you able to? If you're like, I'm going to shower, would they be like, all right? Or they...
I think if you wanted to.
No, you don't even know, right?
No.
But that's always a big thing in all the teen movies and school movies, like the shower scene.
Hit the showers, boys.
And there's some kind of like witty banter about like, I saw, your junk or something, or someone gets slapped on the ass with a towel, or don't drop the soap or something. I don't know.
Well, one of those is slightly more prison.
Well, yeah, I never took a shower. I never took a shower in school or sat and watched someone do it.
Or at home.
Or at home. I've never showered to this day. Well, yeah, anyway, yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. I want some more information on that. Has anyone ever done that? Has anyone ever done that?
I'm sure
I do remember
have,
sitting. I remember like sitting in class after gym, like sweating though.
Yeah, looking back, thinking how effing gross it was. Like we would have the mile run where I am literally panting, nearly dead, like unable to breathe, sweaty, like the worst, sweatiest, grossest human being ever, and I'm just dying.
But you go right to class.
Yeah, go right to class. It's fine. Just like, yeah, no, this is everything is fine. This is normal.
Yeah.
Do not be alarmed, citizen.
I do remember. I don't want to get too much into high school stuff. That's tough for another day. But I remember, like, you would change in the same room as everyone.
Oh yeah.
And I do remember some people would like make fun of people's bodies, or like you're very that guy's very, look at all the hair on that guy. Like, it's like, why are you watching people get changed?
Yeah, anyway. It's a little. I mean, I'll say that I had a particular order that, like, I'd always like pick the locker. I'd try to make sure I got the locker all the way in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a particular order for putting my clothes on and taking them off, such that I was the greatest amount of me was covered for the greatest amount of time.
Yeah.
Just because.
Well, it's, changing for like 20 dudes. Who wants to do that? Anyway, we'll talk about that another time. So anyway, the principal of the school was a nun. Her name was Sister Mary John.
Whoa, that's like a double whammy.
So I remember like early on, like some kids would make fun of me because it'd be like Sister Mary John, Sister Mary's John. That means you're married to the sister.
That's a stretch.
Well, this is first grade.
All right,
now,
fine.
I remember my own confusion about this because I remember my mother getting like frustrated because I remember there's Mary in the Bible. So I'm like, that's her? How old are you in first grade?
I was...
how old are you supposed to be?
7? Oh, okay. 6 or 7.
Like 6? I don't know. Maybe this was earlier on.
You're probably 6.
But I remember being like, oh, okay, so like that's Mary. Like the principal is Mary from the Bible.
Oh, no.
And my mother's just like, no. And she would like, I just couldn't grasp this. And then I remember there's this guy, Father John, who was a priest. This priest named Father John. Who was like,
didn't you realize, though, John, didn't you realize that you're John, you're not from the Bible? Like, that's a thing?
Dude, I don't know. Think about all the information you're telling a kid. A 6-year-old, all this is a lot to grasp here. There's this Virgin Mary, what is it? Okay, and then Jesus was the mother, and then you also have a school for the first time, and like all these different people and teachers, and it's a lot of stuff going on here. More than a kid needs to take on.
Okay, and so that said, what happened?
And a boulder that he somehow moved, and how did he move the boulder? How did he do it? Did he tell... There's a lot going on, John. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So what happened with Father John?
So there's the main priest is Father John. So I was also confused. I'm like, maybe she's not married to me. She's married to Father John.
No.
And then my mother's like, no, they're not married. They can't be married. Why not? See, it's very confusing. Are you on my side now with this?
I got you.
The father can't marry the sister. Oh, the brother and sister, no. He's her father, no. She's my sister, no. Well, yes, she is your sister, but not in a religious sense. Not actually your sister, like your actual sister. She's God's sister. I don't know. It's a lot, dude. Come on.
Yes.
So anyway, Father John was a nice guy. He would, when you're at lunch, he would sometimes just come and like sit down at the table. And
that's
no one really
hang out?
Yeah, I don't think anyone will ever like that though, because I don't know, it would kind of hurt the conversation.
I can imagine.
Talking about Mario, probably some kids talking about like Mario 6 is already out in Japan. That was like every day. There's lies about games that you had no way of
verifying because no internet.
Exactly.
Sorry, I stole your thunder.
So no, you're helping me out here. So he's like, he would just come and sit. Sometimes, like, you're in the middle of class, he would just come into the class and just sit in the back. Probably, as bad as the teachers were to us, they were probably just as bad to the teachers, maybe? I don't know. But,
it's entirely possible.
So I think around, I don't know, a couple years later, they started doing the thing with altar boys.
Nope.
Were you an altar boy?
Oh, F no.
Did you go to church at all this time, or no?
Oh, yeah.
But you were
doing CCD and stuff.
But you didn't do the altar. Were you like, did they ask you to be an altar person, or you just...
I don't think they did.
Just didn't have the option. I was doing
I don't think I wanted to be.
Well, of course not. Basically, everyone had to learn how to be an altar boy. And then you got a schedule for when you had to come to church on the weekend and be the altar boy for the mass.
Did people ever fight about who wanted to have the position or not? No,
everyone had to do it. I mean, there was only maybe like, I don't know, 12 to 15 boys in the class.
Oh, okay. I was worried that there was going to be an altercation.
There was. Girls weren't allowed to be on the altar. I think now they've changed that.
Okay.
But back in the old days, in the 90s, girls weren't allowed to do it, and the girls weren't allowed to be priests, and they would always talk about how the priests are like very important and stuff, and the Pope and whatnot. So I wonder what that was like for to be a girl at that time. What's going through your mind? Isn't that I'm not as important as the boys? Or is it thank God I don't have to do what they have to do?
I don't know if they'd be concerned about if they'd be like why not? But why can't girls do it? Because you're not pure or something stupid like that. No, not like that. But pure, I mean, like, dude. I mean, some people saw women as sinful for a while. You know, just by virtue of being female and the whole Eve thing.
I mean, just by description alone, it's like you're second class, right? Because you're going, the boys are doing this with the priests. They're doing, you know. I don't remember, they just accepted it. I don't remember everyone being upset about it, or it's just the way it was.
Huh.
And I just wonder, because I never, at that time, I wasn't smart enough to be like, what do you feel about this? I was just scared to say anything at all. Not only to talk to a girl in general, but just to, you know, talk about the matters of the church.
Man, I remember when I was a little kid, I actually had a couple of really close female friends, and then once I got to that age where girls are gross, I lost them, and I felt really awful. I was terrible. I was such an a-hole.
Really?
Dude, I don't know. We can talk about that later, I guess. But
did you do something like horrible to someone?
No, I just we stopped hanging out, and it was my fault if I remember correctly.
No, I'm a boy.
I was just like, she's a girl, I'm a boy. This is awkward. I don't think we're supposed to hang out. I don't know. So I don't know what. I don't remember how it happened, but I slowly stopped hanging out there.
Between my legs, that means I'm better than you. All right. Anyway,
it was not like that.
All right, I know. So the altar boy basically had to, there's like various tasks. You had to be in the mass. You would light the candles.
Yeah.
Come down the aisle during the intro. There's like wrestling. There's like an intro.
Is that why you like making intros so much?
It's like wrestling. Like they would hit the music and then the priest comes down and he has like an entourage. You're like the manager, and then the priest comes. It's like the music's playing. It's like the Undertaker's coming or something. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Then you'd have to know what part of the book. There's like tabs in the book basically, and you'd have to you have to wear like the sheet thing. It was a terrible idea. It was a terrible idea. And if you look into all the rapes and stuff that went on, it was always altar boys because they were alone with the priest in the back, and then I don't know. It's not a good idea to have kids doing stuff like that. So, I don't know.
I mean, ideally, if there were if there's someone you should be able to trust. I mean, obviously not anymore, but You'd think a priest would be the one person you could trust anyone with. You could always go to for help.
But I remember they would get mad and stuff. If you had the wrong thing going on. You have to hold this huge book and you're small. You're just holding this book for a good, maybe 5-6 minutes. I don't even know how the guy could read it because you're so short.
Probably
twitching. And why do you have to hold the book? I can't go on an easel?
We have the technology.
Yeah. So anyway, just to move things forward, suddenly, Father John was a big deal for many years. Suddenly, Father John is gone.
What?
Completely disappears. No explanation at all. People in the parish are upset about this. Where did he go? What happened? Father John.
Oh, Father, where art thou?
So we had to go to mass during school. You get to leave class and you go to church on certain holy days,
and
then maybe certain times a month, a couple times a month, maybe or something like that. Not every week, but for the most weeks you would have to go. And we were they put all the students in one section, having the mass, and then the mass was over. A couple people in the parish get up and start yelling, "What happened to Father John?"
Are you serious?
I'm totally serious. And then they just quickly got the kids out, got the students out, and to this day, no one knows what happened. Even I was asking my parents about it, my grandparents, and no one ever knew. And
even now, they still don't know.
No, the people in the parish never knew, never found out. And I tried to look online to see if like the dude's name was in anything, but I didn't see anything. I don't know. Maybe he got transferred. Maybe quit. Maybe it could be something along the lines of what we were talking about before.
I hope not. I really hope not.
But no, he didn't do anything like, I would vouch for the guy. He was a nice guy. Well, for the most part, and I didn't see anything like that. I didn't see nothing like that. But
to
yeah,
quote the guy from Small Soldiers, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it isn't there.
It's true. I'm just seeing my own experience.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying that. You're saying that, Ted Koppel.
Maybe he just quit in the night, just took off. That's what I like to think what happened to him. He's out there somewhere.
He found something else he wanted to do. Maybe. Oh no!
I don't know. I don't know what happened. All right. First Holy Communion. Did you have that?
Yes.
Huge deal. It was like the biggest deal. Did you have reconciliation?
We did.
Explain to everyone what that is.
I don't remember.
Is that what it's called when you go and...
Are you talking about confession?
Confession, yes.
Yeah, we had confession. You want to know what that is?
Well, just explain it for people.
It was weird. Okay, so confession is basically... Well, first of all, this was at CCD we'd do this.
Yeah.
They'd line you all up, and then there'd be a little confession booth, and then the priest would be in the booth. You can't really see him. There's like a screen in the way, and you go in, you'd say a little, like a few lines you're supposed to say, and then confess your sins. And I'm like... And then the priest might say, okay, say like 10 Hail Marys or 5 Our Fathers or something, or some sort of penance. But I mean, we had a really good priest, so he'd say like other things to do to try and be a better person sometimes, which is cool. But like, and then you'd leave and be like, okay, that's that. But I was a goody two shoes, and I felt so stupid going in there because it's like, ouch.
What did you do?
Like what I do, like, I didn't mow the lawn. No, I was too young for that. Like, I left my room a mess. I didn't eat my vegetables. I'm like, what did I even do that was so bad? Like, what did I do that is worthy of taking this fellow's time? Like,
well, again, we should explain how old are you at this point?
Oh gosh, I was a little kid, man. I don't know. It was young.
7 years old, usually. So yeah, I remember this was like second grade. Yeah, I think it was second grade. Line up all the second graders. You've committed sins. You've disappointed God. What you have to do is go in this room with this stranger, tell him all the things you did wrong, and then he's going to, give you some prayers to say, and then you'll be absolved of your sins. Second graders, you awful people.
You miserable wretches.
Yeah, where do you go? And but it's just planting seeds for like the rest of your life where it's like you're terrible people. And you have to do this all the time. Come to the church and, also, throw some cash in the collection box if you can.
Well, I mean,
while you're here, and now you're here for life. And this is the only way to absolve yourself of these terrible things that you do.
I mean, one of the things that a lot of people had a problem with about the church, like especially in the olden days, like before the Reformation and stuff, was that one of the tenets was no human can be good enough to be able to go to heaven without divine intervention. Like you need the church, or you're going to burn in the fiery pits.
Well,
like you don't have a choice.
You hold on to all these sins, and then if you go, then you're okay. You don't actually have to literally learn from it. You can do the same thing again. Just come back, say these prayers.
I mean, but if you went to a good church, like that sort of thing, the priest would obviously say something helpful.
I would hope so. I mean, they're not like, psychiatrists or something.
No.
They're not. But really, they do. They're not really supposed to do that. They're just supposed to be like, oh, yeah, that's bad. You should stop and also say these prayers. And collection plates over there. See you next time.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to be.
I don't know. I'm not sure if they're supposed to.
Yeah. Mm.
But anyway. To kind of give you like some positive thing with that, it's good. I think even at that age to try to teach kids like some self-awareness.
Yeah.
So it did make you go, okay, like maybe I did. Okay, what did I do wrong? Right.
Yeah, I mean, if kids don't really think
People, I guess, problem people. Yeah, people. That's the problem people have now. I think because a lot of people are like, I didn't do nothing wrong.
It wasn't me.
Or just don't even think about it.
No.
But yeah, so I think it's good. It's good in that way. But I don't know. Things kind of sort themselves out. Like if you do something wrong, usually something bad will happen, and then you'll learn that way. Usually,
you can't always count on something bad to happen. There's some people who do all sorts of horrible things, and then good stuff keeps happening to them.
They become the captain, and or high positions of government, as we find out. But anyway,
yeah. Like for a second, I'm like, are you talking about a senator? Because we like him.
Terrence P. Murphy, the doctor. Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah, Dr. T.P. Murphy.
He's a great guy. So, let's see here. 3rd grade. This is an interesting one, okay? There's a kid in the class. He got on the television program, the top-rated show. Huge show at the time. America's Funniest Home Videos.
No. What?
Top show. Huge.
So Bob Saget made fun of him?
Well, here's the thing. I have no idea what he did on the show or what happened. So basically, the kid was on the show. Something involved with his kid and his dad. That's all I remember. Brings the tape in, the VHS. He taped it off TV. Wow. And, he asked the teacher, could we show this later today? So the teacher's like, all right, if everyone, finishes their work early, we have some time, we're going to show this video of your classmate in the show.
I can't.
Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is crazy, man. We're gonna see America's Funniest Home Videos in class. This is like unbelievable,
dude. This is like better than being at home."
Yeah, we never had anything like that happen ever before, So everyone finishes their stuff. Okay, we have some time. All right, we're gonna put the video in. Starts the show. Now, this program was basically like what YouTube was to become.
Yeah.
Later on. Like it's a
with
lot
fewer
of
cats. Slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
It's mostly people like getting hit in the balls with things.
Man,
or like
getting hit by football.
Or like in the face with something, But at the same time, it's pretty wholesome. And like I would actually watch the show with my parents when it was on. I think it was on after Full House. It was like pretty on like ABC. It was like a pretty...
So you got that double... No wonder you hate Saget, dude.
It was like a pretty family-friendly hour of television that I knew was okay because my parents would watch the show with me. So I'm like, all right, it's a good show. It's fine. So it's on. A couple things go by. People get hit in the face. People get hit in the balls with things. Teacher's pissed off. Starts fast forwarding. Where is your part? Starts fast forwarding the thing. He's like, oh, it's, later on. Fast forwards it. Hits play. A couple more things with people getting hit with things. Listen, go watch the show. Probably some clips on YouTube. It's very sanitary and safe and innocuous and whatever else you want to throw.
Yeah, it's more like Full House Bob Saget than stand up Bob Saget.
Right. So this goes on and on. Teacher gets totally pissed. Just pulls the plug out the wall. Doesn't even turn off nicely. Just pulls it out. Oh, you said this was America's Funniest Home Videos. Not America's hurtiest home videos.
Oh. Wow.
Terrible. And then that was it for that. Oh. I never got to see it. And it wasn't like you just go on Netflix or something.
That's so sad.
And the kid was like, everyone was just silent, like, holy shit.
I'd be crying if I were him.
He was just silent, no one knew what to do. It was almost like we all did something wrong. Like we were all punished because we wanted to see it. Like he was punished because he brought it, and we were all punished because we wanted to watch this, this terrible thing. Right? It's horrible people. Later on that year, I remember there's a girl. She got sick. During class, she threw up and she was trying to escape the room as she was throwing up.
Oh.
And she wound up throwing up across multiple desks as she tried to get to the door.
Oh.
One of the desks she threw up on a little bit was mine in the corner of the desk. Now, this was a big deal. Now, everyone had to get up and go into another room because the whole classroom was destroyed.
But it was your desk.
The entire classroom was ruined, so we all had to go into another room completely. And this girl obviously got to go home. She was lucky. But you know what?
Yeah,
Like,
she was lucky. She vomited everywhere.
it was better than being there. But you know when like someone throws up near you and you like smell it and you get like a little like sick yourself and feel like you might puke? Well, this person threw up like right on my desk. So I'm in this other classroom. I'm feeling like starting to feel kind of queasy about it, and I kind of was like recoiling a little. Like I don't know. The teacher saw me doing this and starts yelling at me. Because I was doing something wrong because I was, I don't know if she thought I was like mocking the person or like I was overreacting or something, maybe that was it. But I was actually like having a physical movement based on what I smelled and what I saw. Right. So anyway, next day at school, bell rings, sit down. Teacher comes out. I throw up all over the floor. And she starts yelling, if you're sick, you're not supposed to come to the class. Okay. Well, someone threw up on my desk yesterday. I actually caught something. Then I was in the bathroom and I remember puking, but for some reason I didn't puke in the toilet. I was puking like in the urinal. I don't know why I was doing that.
What? What?
I don't know why.
That's stupid.
Well, I had to puke so badly, so I ran in, and I was just like projectile, so I just went right into that's the first thing you see when you go in there, So then they were mad about that. Oh, what you threw up in the urinal on the floor.
Puking in the boys' room.
So I got to leave that day.
Oh. Never had it that bad. There was, I never had a time like that, but in a first grade, I was walking into our class. We were walking into our classroom. One of the kids tripped and fell and cut himself, like his head open somewhere.
Wow.
So he was like bleeding everywhere. And I was like right behind him. I didn't push him or anything. I'm like, oh man. And I looked down like, sweet, there's a dime. I pick up the dime and I realize the bottom of it is just covered in blood. Just like,
So you threw up?
No, I didn't. I managed not to, but I'm like, I was gonna buy a pretzel with this. And I'm like feeling sorry for myself when meanwhile this kid has been bleeding all over.
Yeah, speaking of blood, I'll tell you this part. So we had an art teacher. It was this nice woman. She was basically like an old hippie who didn't really belong. It was almost like they couldn't find an art teacher for like probably the meager pay they were offering. And this crazy like former LSD user decided to take the position. And I don't think she was religious. I don't think she liked the school. She would like say certain things. I remember she would like she would talk about like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, man.
She would be like, oh my God. I think I remember her saying one time, like implying they should play the Hendrix version of the national anthem instead of whatever they would use in the school. And I just remember being like, she's like, this country was going to the dogs and he knew it. I just remember like her saying that, and I didn't know who Hendrix was. And I remember, I came home like asked my father. He actually had like the album with the national anthem on it, and like put it on.
Yeah,
he had the record, But so she didn't really belong, but she was like pushing that we could use X-Acto knives. She's
what?
She wanted the kids to use X-Acto knives to like make something.
I mean, it's a good skill to have. How old were you?
Maybe 4th grade or 3rd.
Huh.
So anyway, long story short, she was like pushing at these X-Acto knives. It's always me. I wind up cutting myself with the X-Acto knife. I sliced my finger open. They freaked out. I had to go to the hospital. They sent me to the hospital, but I actually didn't need stitches at all or anything like that. But then they were always freaked out, like over the top, over below things, So I always felt bad. And then there was no more X-Acto knives ever again. I don't know what the
you were that guy.
Yeah. See, a lot of this is my fault, too. I can't... I remember, like, recess, there was like, nothing to do. You could, sometimes you could play, like, kickball or something, but if somebody, like, scraped their knee, then it was too violent, it was over. Game was to take the ball away, it was done.
Oh no, dude. Okay. I remember when I was a little kid, I forgot who this happened to. I think it was, I can't remember which kid it was, but we were playing tag, and the elementary school had a big wooden train. Like, it's kid-sized, but the thing is maybe 30, 40 feet long.
Yeah.
There's separate cars, an engine, a passenger compartment, a coal compartment. It was really effing awesome. And we were playing tag. Naturally, when you're playing tag, you try to boop the other people and tag them out.
Yeah.
Well, I booped this kid too hard. Dude went flying. Because I'm slow, man. I'm never going to catch anybody, so I'm running full tilt to try and reach anybody.
Yeah. Completely
wholly out of control.
Freight train.
Smacks his head into the train.
Wow.
Yeah, he was okay.
Do you blame you?
I think he did for a while.
Honestly,
I think a lot of my time as a kid was spent apologizing for things and getting really good at getting out of trouble. Talking my way out of things.
That's good. Good quality.
Yeah. I don't know. But the funny thing is nowadays, I can't do that at all. Like, if I'm playing like a role-playing game and I'm talking to an NPC and I have to convince them of something, I have no idea what to say ever. Like, I can't be diplomatic about anything like that.
Gotta go back to childhood, OJ.
Yeah, he was better in a lot of ways.
Did you guys get into X-Men cards?
Yeah, dude, I found my binder at my parents' house.
It was such a huge thing. It was like before Pokemon. That was the thing, X-Men cards.
Right? I took umbrage at the ratings they gave Cyclops, though.
How did this like become a huge deal? I remember, there's nothing to do at recess, so some kids would bring them in, and that was quickly kiboshed and banned. That was like a big thing at the time.
That man is called Angel. That's sacrilegious.
There was no after-school stuff at all.
None?
All they had was a CYO basketball league, which I think is like Catholic Youth Organization or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
CYO basketball, man. So, so the first year, it was like all the kids from the class. And we were terrible. But we enjoyed it. You go to other churches. You play against the other church teams in the area. And, it was fine. We were a terrible team. I think we won one game. I don't know. It was a whole thing. So anyway, we were a bad team. The second year, they opened it up to like anyone could try out.
Oh.
So they're like, you know what? We need to win. And these kids that we have suck. So I remember going to the tryouts and there was there's public school kids are going to be there. And since you've been in this bubble for so many years, and they would kind of like demonize the public schools, and you would almost
tell you they're bad. Not
straight up, but the idea, because you would ask like, how come those kids go to that school and we go to this school, and the answer would usually be like, oh, because this is like we're into the religion, it's better. We like follow God and like it's better, and they're a little like rougher there or something. I don't know. You would have this idea in your mind that they're like crazy. These kids are crazy, like they're gonna kill you. A public school kid would just like kick your ass.
Just take a knife out and shank you.
He would just cut your head off right there, and so we went to the tryouts, and like the public school kids were there. They were perfectly nice. Well, yeah, none of the kids from the college school made the team.
None.
And a priest was the coach, and all the kids on the previous year, none of them made it, and yeah, because you know why? Because like these other kids also had their own team in their school.
So this is like their secondary, we don't really care about a team?
Yeah. And they probably train them better or teach them better and more coaching staff and more resources and better gym and everything. So they all made the team. No one got to be on the team.
Oh, that's sad. No, that is a sad story. It's like watching the Mighty Ducks and like, oh my gosh, you kids are terrible. Look, just get these other kids, please.
Just let the other kids in. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I remember like I got cut from the team. I was into it, and I left the tryouts, And then earlier that day, I got the Green Day album, Dookie.
Oh no!
So this was like 1994, so I was like 11. And then I just listened to that, and I was like, okay, this is my path, not that.
Wow, dude, you're a tall and skinny dude. You could totally have played for a basketball team.
It was like whoever was on the team last year was so bad, none of you were going to be on it, pretty much. It was the way it was set up.
That's hacks, man.
So I just remember throughout the years, man, they would always overblow situations, or they would just suspend people. Suspension. And suspension was you like went to school, but you sat in a room by yourself. And they would just every day someone was getting suspended, basically. I remember a kid got suspended for doing the Arsenio Hall thing with his hand.
What?
You know, we'll look it up later. This is going back to this. But you would take your arm and like move it around, make a fist, and then you would move it around like a circular type of motion from his show, the Arsenio show. Kid got suspended for that. This one freaking maniac kid, he was asking for it, man. He came to school, and in his backpack he had a Freddy Krueger glove.
With the actual
claw. Yeah, they would sell like a plastic version of it. Suspended.
Well, at least it was plastic.
There was this one day, man, I remember this vividly. There was this kid, Matthew, and we all went to class, and everyone's there. Matthew's not there. The teacher comes in. Did anyone see what Matthew looked like today?
What?
And everyone's like, no. And they're like, we don't want, it was like, he's going to come in. If anyone says anything about it or questions it or tries to, I don't know, you're going to be in big trouble. So I'm thinking this freaking kid's face is melted off or something, right? He's got to be horribly scarred, maybe burned. I'm thinking those things going through my mind, burned his face off. His face is burned. Or I'm thinking his nose is smashed or something, right? And everyone's just kind of quiet, what the hell was she talking about, man? So he comes in, he basically did a thing with his eyebrows where he shaved 2 lines into his eyebrows, which was kind of a style, I guess, at the time.
Or okay,
you shave a line down the middle of your eyebrow or something. I don't know.
A racing stripe on your face?
Maybe a rapper did this or something at the time. I don't know what this was about.
While he was singing his gin and juice?
Maybe. So they were so upset about this and so on edge about it that the world was going to end. The Christian church was going to implode because of this. And everyone's just you can't talk to him. I don't know if they thought he was going to get other people to do it. I have no idea. So basically, he showed up at school that day. They saw it and just pulled him aside in this whole big production, man. There was complete, total days that were lost because of some incident that would happen. And then they would just have everyone sit in silence and they would pull people out and question them and stuff. This happened to me one time, man. There's this huge kid, Thomas. It's crazy dude.
Okay, HKT.
He was a big dude. And he his locker, he was in his locker and it was just a mess. And he had books all over the floor and people were walking by. I think some people were start kicking his books as they walked by. And it was a train of people, cool. So I'm walking, I'm with the last person and he's getting pissed off. I think someone kicked a book and it hit my feet. So he gets pissed. He takes me, pushes me against the locker. He's a big fat kid. Punches me once in the face. And then we both just stood there.
It's obviously your fault.
He punched me in the face, and then he didn't know what to do. And I just stood there. And we both just stood there, stared at each other. And then all of a sudden, the nuns and shit ran in. But it was so awkward. We didn't know what to do. I'm do I hit you now? He didn't know what to do after he hit me.
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
He thought maybe he thought I was going to be dead. And that all you gotta do is punch someone once in a fight, and that's it.
He saw it on TV, right?
Or it was I won or something, right? So again, this was an entire day. No work got done. No one learned anything. Everyone just sits in silence as they come in and all right, you come talk to us, tell us what happened, and then everyone's suspended.
Did they actually suspend you for getting punched in the face?
Yeah, we both got suspended.
You didn't do anything!
But they were just dude, it was just suspended.
That sort of thing always ticked me off. The arbitrary piece of trash garbage. You did nothing. The only thing you did was be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and bam, you are the bad guy.
I got suspended. I think I told this story also on the show, but I'll do it to get more time. I was suspended by the kindergarten teacher, the original kindergarten teacher. She became like a teacher of another grade later on. This is like years later. This is probably like 7th grade now. So like years and years later. And I'm walking to
First
lunch.
mistake.
Yeah, I'm walking to lunch. You have to walk in lines, like straight lines. And the problem with a line, if somebody stops short or the line stops short, like people behind sometimes, kind of like crash into each other.
Yeah.
So I'm walking in the line stops short or something. This woman's behind me, so I'm like the last in line of my class, and the teacher leads the other class behind the previous class, right?
Yeah.
So this teacher's behind me. I stop. She like walks like right into me. So I turn around and look at her, but I don't say anything. Because I honestly like remember turning around expecting her to say, sorry.
Yeah.
I felt like she'd made the contact, not me. So I just look at her, turn back around. All hell breaks loose, man. You tripped me. And you tripped me. We're going to the principal's office right now. Now, it kind of made me look like a badass because it's like the whole school's like in this hallway being led to lunch. So having a teacher yell, you tripped me, and then, it was,
applause.
No, but they're just like, holy shit, you tripped her? What was going on? How did this happen? Going to the principal's office, and I'm like, explain what happened. You have to apologize. No, I won't. Okay, you're suspended. You're suspended until you apologize. So I'm just in this room. The actual school nurse came in.
Wow.
And she's like, listen, like you feel like you didn't do anything wrong, but just apologize, because this is like never going to end.
What, the nurse is just like, seriously, This is rigged. Just don't bother with this.
The nurse was a mother of another kid in my class.
Dude, she sounds like the only sensible person
I was friends
there.
with the kid. I think I've been to her house a couple times. So she's like, so I had to apologize for something I didn't even do wrong. Yeah. So yeah, man, 7th, 8th grade, it's around this time. A lot of the kids have been under this regime for many years.
Regime.
Others had kind of sprinkled in from public school with tales of another way, another world. And we listened to this, and people started to kind of rebel, and we were into skateboarding and alternative rock. And we were changing, it was a changing world,
Alt rock.
And we started, there was a lot of problems and issues with the powers that be, and people started kind of pushing back, You had to stand for prayers every morning. And some people decided we're not going to do that. We're just going to stay sitting. And they can't make you stand. How were they going to do? And people started altering the uniform, as we talked about before. And it became like a huge problem. There were like all these different meetings and teachers calling parents and whatnot. And this was like, usually this is like a trip for, was it like a senior trip or something, or 8th grade?
Yeah.
So the school didn't have any public funding, so I was like, we're going to do a trip to Boston. You guys have to raise the money yourself. Right? So we had to do all kinds of weird bake sales and tag sales and all kinds of nonsense.
Did you sell your own personal items to be able to go on the trip?
No, but the parents would I don't know, did like a bake sale.
Oh.
I don't know, all kinds of nonsense. So we raised the money to go to Boston. So we're like, all right, we have enough. The trip is going to be this day, blah, blah, blah. Everyone signs up to go. It was like an overnight trip. It was like a big deal. They're like, oh, by the way, those of you that didn't stand for the prayers that time, you're not allowed to go.
That is awful.
You can't go.
No.
So I actually didn't do that. I wasn't in on that. So I went on the trip, and it was okay. I think we went to a Red Sox game, and I don't really remember a lot.
Well, you remembered seeing the greatest baseball team, but
we went to the Red Sox game. We went to like a museum or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, you heard me.
But so yeah, a lot of the kids couldn't go, and then it became a thing where like we tried to press where, okay, they can't go, no one's going to go. But then, like, you're in like 8th grade and the parents get involved and the whole thing kind of falls apart. But it was lame, There was various ruses I talked about last year in 8th grade. They decided to do a day where, I talked about this last show, I should say. Various ruses where, today, this Friday, no uniforms. You can wear whatever you want. Just to kind of see what people wore. They get pissed about it.
Oh my gosh.
Like they wanted to do a yearbook where there was awards. Typical thing that goes on, best dressed and I don't know.
Yeah.
Best, likely to succeed or something, whatever. The usual stuff that goes on. So they actually had, I remember seeing the form and like had everyone fill it out. And then they were like mad about
who you voted for what?
I don't really know. It just never happened.
Yeah.
It just never went down. Okay.
So wait. The yearbook never went down, or the votes?
The yearbook went down, but there was never like a section that had the answers. And I just remember there was some kind of issue with it, or so. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was going on. I just remember. I remember like a teacher or something being like, "I'm disgusted how you filled out those rewards. We're not doing it," or something. I just remember some sort of line, but I don't know what. Stupid. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. All right, so let's get into this. So, 8th grade, they were like trying. See, the whole thing is like I said, people were like pushing back. They were trying to kind of give us some stuff to try to put the fires out. So one of the things, we're gonna have a dance. The first time there's ever a dance, a school dance, and this is all just like normal stuff that any school does.
Yeah,
yearbook awards, dances, but it was like a huge problem and effort to get these things going. So we have a school dance. I decide. For the dance, I'm gonna dye my hair.
What color?
I went to Spencer's in the mall.
Oh no, that's always a bad.
First of all, they said you could wear whatever you want. Go to it is a bad idea to go to Spencer's, but it still exists somehow. I don't know how. And they sold like the hair spray. It's like a spray can, and I sprayed my hair blue.
Oh, you picked a good color though.
And my hair is pretty like dark, so I mean, I don't know how much it even came through. But I had some blue in the hair, show up to the dance. You can't come in. What do you mean? You have blue in the hair, you can't come in. Okay, I'm going to call my parents and go home. Go to the payphone. Call my parents. My parents, we just dropped you off. Like, we're out. We're not coming.
What?
I was like, listen, they said I can't come in. My parents are like, we just dropped you off. We're not coming back. This is how my parents are. Okay, so I can't go home and I can't go to the dance. I'm like, what can I do? Like, you can wash it out. I had to go into the boys' bathroom, put my head underneath like a freaking sink faucet, and wash it out.
That's awful.
That's
John.
so stupid. So then I get to go into the dance. People are like, "What the hell happened?" It's a whole thing. I remember they had like an actual DJ. I was expecting like a priest to be doing it, but there was like a real DJ.
Wow.
They put on maybe like the Offspring or something. I don't know what was going on at the time.
No way. That can't possibly.
I don't know.
Oh, I can see
something like that. So then the people start getting like, we start like jumping up and down, whatever we saw in a music video, probably some knockoff of that. The thing gets turned off. I've been informed, no slam dancing is what they referred to it as.
Slam dancing?
No slam dancing. So that was the school dance.
The fellow's slam dancing.
That's what it was. So the last thing I want to get to, that's what they referred to as what we were doing when the music was playing. We were like jumping and like, I don't know, whatever a mosh pit, whatever like a freaking 8th grader would think a mosh pit was.
Like a proto mosh pit.
Yeah, basically. Just turned it off right away. Anyway, I got to talk about health class. So imagine Catholic school health class.
I don't want to.
It's not a good combination.
No.
So they split up the boys and the girls. Did they do that in public school for health?
Nope.
They're all in the same room.
Yep.
Yeah, see, they would make things such a bigger deal than they are. And it would be counterproductive. So they split up the boys and the girls, and you're not allowed to ask the other side what went on in the class. So all of a sudden, in your childlike mind, you're like, "What's going on there?" You know, and you have questions about like sex and these things.
All kinds of questions.
But this just raises more questions. Everything they went to teach you raised more questions and bigger questions, and made you feel more like less knowledgeable and like more afraid of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And what they would do, they would use terms but not actually ever explain what they meant, because that'd be too vulgar to actually explain the thing. But we're going to tell you not to do it and use the term, so you're more confused and lost. So, first of all, yeah, you couldn't talk to the girls. You weren't allowed to, like, if you like talked or like did anything or moved properly or like giggled or something, you were immediately kicked out and suspended.
You just at the drop of a hat. You
just get suspended.
Get out!
And I remember like two kids like got just kicked out all of a sudden. I don't even know what happened, because you would watch videos and then are you suspended? Get out. But they would use terms like a masturbation. It's wrong to do that. It's wrong. God doesn't want you to do that. No explanation what that meant. How did it go for you with that?
I mean, it wasn't so bad. They were more like open about it. They're just like, yeah, they talked briefly about it. They didn't say anything vulgar, but
yeah. But you're like, what does that mean? And then it's like, God doesn't want you to do that. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's like, some at that age, like 8th grade, sometimes you wake up or throughout the day and you have some stiffness going on. Not because you're doing any touching yourself or something, it's just something that naturally occurs. So I'm like, that's masturbation.
Oh, just like whenever it's...
Yeah, just whenever it's just what happened. So people were like talking, like, that's what it is. Like, you're doing something wrong. How do you stop it from... They're talking about, like, no sex before marriage, and some people say, like, you can use condoms, but that's like, you should just do nothing is better, And like, but what is it? Like, but there's no explanation of what a condom even is or what it does, what it is. So it's just like, you're more lost than anything at the end of it. Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, it doesn't really teach you anything. It just makes you...
everyone's more confused and like, huh? Oh, okay. So I remember there was like a party, a pizza party the last day of school. You guys get to pick the movie. They were going to rent a movie for you. We wanted Spaceballs.
Yeah, because the movie was effing awesome.
Everyone voted. We go to watch the movie. Oh, yeah, that's more adult, so we got this instead. It's the same thing, Space Jam.
Hey, to be fair, Space Jam was pretty cool.
When you wanted Spaceballs, you got Space Jam. Probably just
okay,
came out, too.
Yeah. It's like wanting ice cream and getting a hamburger. Like, it's good, but it's not what you wanted.
And then I think the last thing I remember from 8th grade...
You were running for the door?
It was similar to, like, high school where... It ends, and it's not like everyone goes on to the same school.
No.
So people are going to different schools, and some people are going to public schools, some people are going to different Catholic schools, private schools. So you had that back in 8th grade, which is weird. And they'd actually do like tours of other schools. So you would sign up, and they would bring, like, a bus would come and bring you to the school, and they would do like a tour. Because some kids actually got to choose where they would go.
Oh, weird.
And some kids were like, recruited, or I don't know what was going on.
Recruited.
I don't know, I guess if they had top grades, and a lot of these private schools are trying to get you to go there because they want the tuition, so.
Yeah.
They would they'd actually recruit kids from other schools to go to the private high schools. So it looked like I was going to be going to public school. So I went to, they're like, okay, you can wear, we had to like fight them, like we can't wear the uniform to go to the public school tour. Like it's going to be bad. So like, all right, you can wear what you want. So me and this kid Mike, who we talked about last show, was my friend. We were being into Nirvana, so we both wore Nirvana shirts.
Oh no!
And I remember waiting for the bus, and then like one of the teachers is like, "Oh, that's the drug addict guy that killed himself." Yeah, that's the perfect. She goes, that's the perfect shirt to wear to public school.
Wow, she's implying you're going to be a drug addict and kill yourself?
I don't know. Everyone in the public school is a drug addict, and that's
now you can too.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And I remember I told my mother when I got home about that. She was like really mad. Towards the end, my parents were like fed up. They're like fed up with the school.
Well, it sounds like,
went through a lot of stuff.
They basically just said, "Oh, you're going to be a drug addict and kill yourself." You don't say that to a kid.
And that was the Catholic school. So man, it was really about strict adherence to rules and forcibly trying to like peel away any uniqueness about you or personality. And yeah, you all look the same. You all wear the same thing. You all should act the same, and praise the same God, and don't question it. And, so there you go. I think there's good life lessons learned from it, though. It's maybe not in the way they intended, I think if you're in a position of authority, it's very important how you treat people, how you treat others that you have authority over. You have to explain why not to do something or why to do something is much more effective than do this or else, right? If you can explain why something should be done. If you can't, then it's probably not true.
Well, but
people respect that and can understand that. People treat people like they can understand it, even children,
Especially well, I mean, I don't know. I never know how to act with kids. Sometimes I try to just act like they're just little people who are the same as everybody else. Sometimes that backfires.
Right.
But like, what are you going to do? I think the kids want to be treated like adults, but
you got to give them a little bit of respect. This was like zero. It's like you're like an empty husk.
Yeah. You're a broodling. You're a podling.
Right. Just not filled with our information.
Yeah.
No, kids think about things and probably as much as anyone because there's so much to think about and to be concerned with, and like you don't understand anything. Yeah, so much to learn.
Everything's new. There's just piles and piles of information to absorb.
But I got good discipline from it, I think, and self-awareness, and like God is watching you always. Maybe not. You may not think that literally, but like what you do matters, and like you should be conscious of what you're doing. Right? So that was that. Then I went to public high school. Or did I, John?
Dun, dun, dun. Wait, I was Dale.
That's right. I actually went to a Catholic high school for 3 months. And then I was gone. And there'll be a story for another time. Another day.
Another month.
And there you go.
Rambo's scholastic, splendiferous, spajamin. I don't know. I ran out of S words, man.
Well, yeah, wacky times, man.
Slow times at Catholic High.
That's right. So we got some movies coming, man.
Yeah, I'm very eager. We're having some good stuff happening.
Yeah, finally. One in particular next week, actually, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm excited about the movie.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, I gotta watch the first one again to prepare.
I'm honestly depressed that I've seen the trailer. I didn't want to see the trailer.
Yeah.
But my D&D group is all like, we go over there, the DM and spouse are so busy looking for a house that they don't prepare any material, so we don't actually play D&D. The last 2 times we went there, we just watched YouTube videos of like how it should have ended, and trailers and video game donkey and stuff. Like, this is cool. I don't know if I feel a little tired after driving an hour to get here.
The show as well, I'm sure.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, but they're sick of my voice by the time I get there.
I was thinking about Guardians 2 and like what I'd like to see happen in it.
Yeah.
And just imagine.
Predictions?
I have no, not predictions, but just a scenario I'd like to get your take on it. You start the movie off. You have Rocket Raccoon, maybe cutting some jokes.
Rocket Raccoon.
I'm gonna blast that guy, or something. I don't know, something you would say. I don't know.
Let's get blasted.
Yeah, there you go. Sure. And then he's captured, and the Guardians are captured,
All of them.
And you don't know who did it. And it's like a spaceship. They're like trapped in a spaceship and then suddenly walking down the steps. The Meachums.
No.
Harold and Joy. What do you think about that?
I don't know what to think about that.
Would that be the ultimate trolling moment?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, especially if it's Joy.
If Joy Meachum just walks out.
Hi.
You know what I was thinking about, man? What I'd love to see them do?
What?
Here's the thing. It's not fair, man, because they announced these movies, right? Like, we're doing Captain Marvel. We're doing, I don't know, the Inhumans. Television shows coming. And people like, you know, some people don't know what those things are. And they get like, oh, this is interesting. They watch it for like the first time.
Yeah.
But I have like, I'm going in with some kind of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. But I want to feel that sensation of not knowing what it is.
Oh, okay.
Can they create a movie that's based on no comic? It's a whole new thing.
Wait, so you want Marvel to make a comic based on a new property?
They're going to make a movie.
I'm sorry, a movie based on a new property that's basically a comic movie, but the comic doesn't actually exist. It's completely new.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yes.
I think that'd be pretty big. I think it'd be pretty big. What if they like showed you nothing about it? It's like the trailer's just like a black screen. And it's called like something, you know, the name obviously you would have no idea because you don't know what the character or anything. There'd be so many rumors about what it is or what it could be. I think it would be like people get really excited about it.
Yeah.
And then you watch it and it's like, it could be anything. It could be a character they created or something, a new one. They don't really make new characters anymore. They just kind of change the ones that existed.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be like really big. That's not really how movies work though. They make the movie, they got to tell you who's in it. And then
they have to tell you the entire effing plot.
Well, then they have to make the commercial, which is to sell you on it, and this is the movie. But I just think that'd be really amazing. It's like it's the only place they could go now where you'd be like really shocked because they've done so much. And
you mean by making something completely new you have no idea about? That's the only way that's left to them. I agree. I mean, honestly, I would watch the heck out of that
because the biggest thing was to make all the movies and then put all the characters together. And they've kind of done and they're going to be doing that even larger scale with the Infinity War movie.
Yeah.
So, some news here.
Uh-oh.
So, Avengers 3 is called Avengers Infinity War. And the fourth Avengers film was called Infinity War Part 2. Then they came out and they're like, no, we changed the name. We're not going to tell you what the name is. You can't know. So there's a lot of speculation. We still don't know what exactly it is. People think it may be some sort of a spoiler or something, or no one really knows what it is. But Zoe Saldana, who plays Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy, did an interview where she may have spoiled it. So, in an interview with the BBC, we'll change that. Saldana revealed that Guardians of the Galaxy cast just finished filming the third Avengers film, Infinity War. And then she goes on to say that she will have to return soon to come back to work on the fourth Avengers film later this year. She's quoted as saying, I think the Guardians just shot their part when it comes to Infinity War, the first part. And we all have to go back soon for Infinity Gauntlet later this year. But I don't know why that's such a
I mean, you knew it was coming.
Well, yeah. Oh, wow. Infinity Gauntlet. Now it's spoiled. I don't know. Is that such a big?
I mean, I'm a huge psycho for spoilers, so.
Well, does that bother you? It's called Infinity Gauntlet. I mean,
not really, but some people might not.
It might not be true. She might just be wrong or something. But.
Yanking yo chain.
So Disney's getting involved.
Huh?
With the marketing and the theme park stuff and the.
Oh no! Wait!
Merchandising.
Disney can't do theme park stuff for Marvel, for the X-Men.
They can now? Well, not X-Men, yeah.
No. Universal has that.
Over the course of the past few months, Disney has been busy transforming the former Tower of Terror into a Guardians of the Galaxy featured ride.
No!
Did you ever go on the Tower of Terror?
Oh, thank goodness I finally went on that thing.
Was the Twilight Zone Twilight of Terror? Tower
of Terror? You can't get rid of the... Why? Why would you get rid of the Tower of Terror? No, John. No.
Just this week, Marvel officially offered their first look at the fresh new ride. It's fresh.
No. That's no.
Why are you so mad about this?
John, the Twilight Zone is like an effing institution.
It's a reappropriated ride.
The Twilight Zone, I mean, it's not as relevant to people nowadays because they don't understand. Not as many people have seen it, but it's an amazing thing.
Well, it's pretty lame that they would turn another ride into this ride. That is kind of lame. But it's called the Collector's Fortress. Throughout the ride, visitors will be treated to various pieces of the collection, including the Guardians of the Galaxy themselves. The look of the ride features a very colorful and shiny exterior. As the official listing for Marvel reads, the fortress shimmers with colorful and sparkling details. Pipes cross and climb the exterior, carrying the organic matter. The collector has mined to power the massive generator that powers the entire building, keeping every cage locked and the valuable collection secure. Rising and falling gallantly, burnt metal. What does this say? Travel through the corroded burnt metal, and it even looks as if the structure may have taken laser fire and blasts. Has someone tried to attack the facility? The Collector's Fortress, which is part of the larger Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout attraction, is slated to open May 27th of this year at the Disney California Adventure Theme Park. Also, make sure to check out Star-Lord and Company in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We need that disgusting corporate line at the end. It's like, it's not enough that you're going to get on this ride, but you got to buy this movie too. So there you go. Excited about this ride?
No, well, I'm sad, man. Like, I have a lot of respect for the Twilight Zone. You've got more than I do.
Well, I don't take it as a really insult. I mean, the Tower of Terror was really that have anything to do with Twilight Zone anyway, really.
Yeah, there's a whole story behind it.
I guess. I don't know. I just want to get your take on it. Obviously, you are very negative about it. But
honestly, it's mostly the fact that
it is lame you take another ride and change it to something else.
They took the Norway ride and turned it into Frozen, man.
Oh, is that right? This is a thing they're doing now, huh?
Yeah.
We got some other news here, man. This is all the news I'm giving you. Giving you the news, okay?
I'm up for it. Let's news it out.
This is from Fox, the Fox section of the Marvel Universe movie world. They've announced several new movies coming in 2018. Are you ready?
Okay.
The first one.
Lay it on me.
April 13th, 2018. The New Mutants. The New Mutants movie is intended to be the X-Men movies franchise's entry into the young adult film genre. What does that mean, young adult film genre? I
just want to point out, the original X-Men were young adults.
Well, yes, but that's not a young adult film genre. They're just...
Fair enough.
So what do you think they're doing in this young adult film genre? What's happening here? Discovering they're in a health class, Catholic school health class? Is that what's going on?
Oh my gosh. No, they're learning how their mutant powers work with cucumbers.
So a lot of exploration and... Yeah.
A lot of exploration.
A lot.
Yeah, you don't want to see some of these characters, man. It's going to be...
So I wonder if it's going to be the New Mutants that were in the Logan movie?
No.
Or is it a totally different New Mutants thing? That's the timeline's all messed. The continuity's crazy. We don't know. June 1st, 2018. They got 3 movies in 2018, man. I don't know. It's a lot.
All right. So New Mutants might be decent, but what else they got?
June 1st, 2018. Deadpool 2.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Hopefully.
Atlanta star Zazie Beetz will play Domino, a mutant mercenary with the gift of good luck thanks to her mutant powers. Josh Brolin will play Cable.
Josh Brolin?
He's also playing Thanos, or Thanos, depending on how you roll.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah, he's gonna be. He's walks between worlds here. He plays Cable, the time-traveling mutant soldier mercenary who gets stuck playing the straight man to Deadpool's zaniness.
Wait, hold on. Where would I have seen Josh Brolin before?
Thanos.
Where would I have seen Josh Brolin before?
He's in like a million. He's been around for like 30 years. He's been in a lot of things.
I don't remember him at all.
Get the IMDb going.
Good call.
Actually, Brad Pitt was up to play Cable as well.
He turned it down?
No, I think he got beat out.
No way.
Like he was trying, he didn't pull it
Whoa,
off.
he has a big face. No, his face is narrow.
He's got a big chin, like Cable.
He looks like a slightly... Like, if you took Pierce Brosnan as James Bond and kind of squishied his face to make it bigger, like fatter.
He crushed his face.
But it's not fat. But I've not seen him in anything.
You've seen him in some stuff. Don't worry.
No.
Man's been around.
He played Jonah Hex in Jonah Hex. Now I'm sad.
Yeah. You didn't see that?
No, he was in Milk. Interesting. Oh, he's in Planet Terror? I haven't seen any of these. Or No Country for Old Men. Or Grindhouse.
Oh. OG's got to get on his Josh Brolin movies.
Yeah, dude. Or Hollow Man.
All right, so there's one more in 2018. I'll get your take on this.
All right, what we got? Am I going to whine again?
November 2nd, 2018. X-Men, Dark Phoenix.
Can't you at least build the characters before you drive them crazy?
Sophie Turner will return as Jean Grey. Sansa Stark, just call her that. It's her real name. The host for the Phoenix Force and central figure of the saga. Ty Sheridan and Alexandra Shipp are expected to return as Cyclops and Storm, respectively. Gotta have respect here. The older members of the prequel trilogy cast had their contracts expire after X-Men Apocalypse, so their involvement remains up in the air. So they're talking about the young Xavier and Magneto do not have contracts at this time.
Oh, they could go. Give me money if you want this. Give me money if you want this.
So it's cool to do the Dark Phoenix thing. I'm wondering how it's going to work because they already. It's sad because they already used Sebastian Shaw, and and Emma Frost was also in the First Class.
Yeah, so like you got rid of them before they could do anything.
So will they just ignore that and just bring them? Just have different versions of them?
Honestly, they could say time skip, burbly burr, and just do it.
I wish we can go back to X-Men 3, and then that was the Dark Phoenix thing. And you do it well. So disappointing. Remember X2, how happy we were with that? We saw it like multiple times.
I was happy except for the fact that they're like, knock, knock, who's there? Cyclops is lame, we don't like him.
Yeah, but he's just as bad in this current version. I don't really think they did a great job.
No, they didn't really do much with him. It was sad.
So you guys, your X-Men news. Superhero movies keep coming, man. You know, I wanted to talk about, I was thinking, like, superhero movies, how long can they keep it going? What's the next thing? And I thought maybe movies based on animes would be the next thing.
Yeah, they'll lay that one up.
Because you had Ghost in the Shell, and they're talking about... They were talking about, like, doing Akira and all this stuff, and the timing was right.
They've been talking about Akira for years, man.
Because the timing seems right, because people our age that kind of saw that stuff back in the day. We know about it, and then you kind of get the people that know about it to come, plus the new generation of people can get into it.
Yeah.
But it seems like Ghost in the Shell did very poorly, and maybe that's not going to happen.
Well, if it does happen, it's going to be because Netflix is doing Death Note.
Okay, well, yeah, that could do it.
But here's the thing that irritates me so much.
Because Hollywood works. Like, if they get one thing to like do really well,
and they make a million movies,
then they're going to
one
this
does
is
really
the
bad.
thing, and then everything just goes nuts until it goes bad, and then you're like,
one goes bad, and they're like, nope, we were wrong, guys.
Like, people don't like that anymore.
It's over. Fad's done. Job's done.
Exactly.
No, here's what ticks me off, though. Death Note. Beautiful. The first season of Death Note, maybe the first two seasons. I think it's for the first season. The second one is the bad one. Beautiful. The pacing, the way that you make a dude writing names in a notebook be exciting, the back and forth, the interplay between the main characters. Awesome. Great. And it's like a good 12 to 24 episodes. So naturally, when Netflix, which has done a very good job of making miniseries, decides to make their version of Death Note for the US, they choose to make it a movie. And there have been...
Was there a musical or something?
For Death Note?
Yeah, is that wrong?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But here's the thing. They have made live-action Death Note movies. And from what I remember from seeing one or both of them, they were terrible. Mm-hmm. In Japan. I mean, they made them in Japan.
So you're going to follow the really bad example of the movie and not do the good example of the show? I guess it's because a 12 to 24 episode series would cost too much and a movie's cheaper. But like the special effects you need for this are just making people look like they die. Like that's it. Maybe a couple times you have a weird ghostly looking dude, but that's it. Like you spent like your budget could be like for special effects be a quarter of what it was for Daredevil or Iron Fist or whatever, and you'd be able to do justice. So that's my.
See how it turns out. But yeah, like you said, if something does well, then they seize it,
and if something does
mine it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
So there's other news here. Jurassic World. There's a new one coming.
Why?
Very excited about this. Jeff Goldblum is returning.
No,
to his role as Ian Malcolm. He's going to be in the movie.
No, if he returns, they're going to kill him.
I hope not. I hope that's not true.
He was the only. Wasn't he like the only smart person in the entire movie?
Well, he was more like skeptical about it, and
Yeah, he's like this.
Finds a way. He was the top guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one who's like, y'all are setting yourself up for disaster.
It was like him. He was like skeptical. Then there was like the owner dude and the lawyer who were like really into it, and then the other two were more like they weren't sure who to believe. They were in the middle.
Yeah. You're supposed to I guess empathize with them, right?
They weren't sure because they were like I forget what were they like archaeologists or something? No, like Yeah, so they were really excited to see the animals alive.
Yeah.
But then they weren't sure if it was a good idea. I don't know. It's a great movie. It's on Netflix. You go watch it, all right?
Yeah.
So
it's a good book too.
DC has announced in 2018. Yeah, it's a book.
Oh no.
DC has announced in 2018 they're doing their own digital service. And it will have on it Young Justice Season 3, as well as a Teen Titans live-action show.
Wait. Is it their own video service?
Their own digital Netflix-type service.
Is it going to have their comics?
I don't know. That'd be awesome. I wonder...
Because there's stuff I want to read.
I question if they're going to pull off the CW shows off Netflix and put them on this thing instead. I think you're going to see a lot of this going forward, man, because Netflix has done so well. Now, other brands are starting to make their own versions and taking their stuff off of Netflix. I think CBS is doing something like that. They're going to have the Star Trek show on that thing exclusively.
Like, it's going to, like, people are going to be like, I'm paying so much for these services, I don't need cable anymore.
Well, that's already happened, I think. But
it has already happened, you're right.
I think Netflix might get kind of cannibalized, and a lot of the companies maybe pull stuff off to do their own version.
Yeah.
And, but Netflix, like, if you go on there, they're just pumping out their own material.
Yeah.
Now, and I think that's going to be their thing now going forward, probably.
I mean, I have more faith. This is a crazy sign of the times, but I have more faith that Netflix is going to make a good show than CBS.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, and they're the ones who have Star Trek.
Yeah. Did you see other trailers at this get together? We watched trailers all night. What did you see?
We watched
Star Wars. Do you have any opinions
we watched Star Wars. I didn't want to watch. I think it was a Star Wars one. I didn't want to watch it. We watched that one.
Do you have any opinions on Spider-Man? Did you see that one?
No, actually.
Okay. All right, we'll get to it next time.
Yeah.
You'll probably have to watch all those when you go see Guardians anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh, so no, are we going to talk about Iron Fist, or is that for next time?
We'll get to that, but speaking of Netflix, they added something on there that blew my mind. The Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the old show, right?
From the 80s.
Yeah, Egon is the man.
Which I watched when I was a freaking small kid, man. I was born in 83, so I think the show was in like 85 or 86.
Uh-huh.
There's a couple episodes I vividly remembered.
Like where Egon goes crazy and turns into a monster?
I don't remember that one, no.
Oh, it was so good.
There's two that stuck in my mind, man, and then I had to go through, and like I saw it on there, I had to go through and find them, and I watched them again.
Were they as good as you remembered?
There's like parts to it. There's like parts to it I forgot, and there's like things I remember that actually didn't happen. It's weird, but
like how Peter Venkman has the voice of Garfield,
and then Garfield was done by Bill Murray in the movie, the Garfield.
Yeah,
movie.
It all comes back together.
But
man.
Anyway, There was one I remember where the Ghostbusters caught all the ghosts. There was no ghosts left. And they decided they didn't know what to do. They were going to go out of business. So they became the Crime Busters. Or it was like the Jail Busters or something. They would go and catch criminals.
Well, when you have a nuclear-powered backpack, you can do some cool stuff.
So I remember watching it and then going to my mother and being like, the Ghostbusters aren't Ghostbusters anymore. They're Crime Busters now. And she was like, all right.
No, I don't care, son. Have fun.
But I remember I was like devastated by this. I was like, well, huh? But when you watch it, like the end, they become Ghostbusters again.
Yeah.
So I just didn't understand maybe. And then there's one I remembered. It took me a while to find it. They actually go inside the containment unit.
Oh yeah,
Ghostbusters go into the containment unit,
and all the ghosts are like, "You did this to me!"
And it's like this really weird, like universe dimension kind of thing. The sky's like purple, and it's like kind of violent in there, the bad weather and whatnot. But when you watch it, what it actually was a freaking Christmas episode where they captured the ghost of Christmas past. And they put him in there, and they realized like they did it by like they shouldn't have done that.
Oh no!
So they had to go in there to get him, and like to get him. It was a Christmas episode, but the only thing I remembered for like 30 years was like they went into the containment unit. Isn't that weird?
And that was their Christmas episode.
It was actually a Christmas episode.
That's sick. That's actually really cool.
So you want to throw 10 minutes in here to some Iron Fisting?
Yeah, don't never say it that way. Ever. You are banned from speaking that. Unless you're in health class and they're going to tell you what that means.
They won't tell you. I never learned what it meant, so I can say it and I out of ignorance.
I was honestly picturing you in class and the teacher's like, we don't want you guys doing any blumpkins. You're like, the hell is that?
That's what it would be like, yeah. It'd be like if you took just random kids and you just made up words. And like, don't do this, like made up word. Snarfing flurge. And then
it's on to me.
Like, you're going to be in major trouble if you do that. And then just walk out of the room.
If you snarf your flurges, you're done. Yeah. You're done, kid.
All right, so AJ finished the Iron Fist on Netflix.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? Take the floor here. And then I have some questions for you about things I don't understand about it. You can
so I'm going to put this as adroitly and explain this with the most deep and clear way I can think to talk about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here I am. Here's my summary of Iron Fist. Is
that it?
Yeah.
Is there a period at the end of that?
It's got a question mark. It's not bad. I feel like it feels like there's just wasted potential there. Like they were going to do something and they somehow got far, far off track. Like at first it seemed like they were doing what they did for the other Netflix shows, which was this is going to be a show about a superhero that's also about lawyers. Okay.
It's a martial arts show combined with boardroom soap opera drama.
Yeah, that's what it started out as. Weird. And then it just went completely off the rails. It wasn't bad, but the thing they did worst, and this is nothing on the actor who played the Iron Fist himself, this is on the writing. They made him, out of all of the characters, the blind guy who decides to become a vigilante, the woman who has been emotionally and physically abused, the man who was sent wrongfully sent to prison. This kid is, he had horrible things happen to him, but he is the most unstable and seems like the most pointless and aimless character out of all of them. Like, he's not I'm sure in the comics it's much, much better done, and this wasn't that bad. But, like, he's just like, so why did you leave Kunlun? Okay. No. Did you want to come back to see your friends? Did you want to find out why your parents died? Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Yeah, we don't really know, right?
They, kind of leave it out. And the things that they did, some things I liked and some things I didn't like. Things I liked, they skipped boring stuff. For example, all right, we're going to China now. Boom, we're in China. They don't have a scene.
They show them in the plane.
No, bear with me. Like they show them in the plane to be like, okay, we're traveling and I'm rich. I have a corporate jet. I can do whatever the frell I want. But they don't show, oh, look, we're in China now. We'd better go get lodging and figure out all this other stuff. It's like, nope, we're at the outside the secret base, which, by the way, is stupid. Pardon me, Mistress Gal, Madam Gal. There's a bunch of Americans in a black SUV right across the street. Do you care? No. But then, so they skipped some boring stuff, but then they skipped stuff that you really get curious about. Example 1. They kidnap Madam Gal.
Yeah.
They just pick her up and fly back to the States. Like, what'd they do? I mean, she's not a big lady, but did they stuff her in a suitcase? How did you get through customs? Like, it's what's in the bag? It's Chinese food. We got to inspect that. Like, dude, I couldn't take pepperoni back from Italy to give to you as a gift.
He's rich. You can do whatever you want, apparently.
Yeah, that's the moral.
Doesn't the hand seem like different than? Because I actually went back. I was watching some Daredevil season 2, and like the hand is like they're actually ninjas all the time.
Yeah, I thought it was the Yakuza.
No, like they actually have the hand, and like they're just dudes.
Yeah,
they're like actual ninja dudes.
Isn't that what Stick was fighting against?
Yeah. But in this, they're like kids and people and like just random dudes.
Oh no!
But day jobs. The thing they have day jobs. Like one guy, what was that? Remember that? There's 3 of them. One guy was like a security guard or something, and then there was a woman who was like a botanist or something.
It was so.
They all have day jobs. They show them all like stopping their job to go prepare to be in the hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The ones that Danny has to fight.
Yeah.
This sacred tournament where they just cheat at him.
Right.
Like, and it's funny. He did like. Oh, one other thing. The big thing with Danny was that he was supposed to act like someone who never quite grew up because he kind of had his childhood interrupted and then got out of the real world and everything went funky.
Yeah.
But he did grow up. He grew up in a martial arts situation. In like a monastery training with people. It's not like he was off on his own, not learning how to be an adult. He just didn't quite understand what life was like in the city, which you adapt to do very quickly. But the big thing, stupidest thing, he got stuck over there and he was what, 15, 14, something like that? The number of times he said, my entire life I've trained for this. No, dude, if you're 30 years old, like, then you look really good for 30. Like, you're telling me that 50% of your life is all your life? Hey, remember your family? Remember that? Remember your friends? Remember when Harold beat up your Monopoly board? Come on.
The whole point of it seemed like families are bad because Danny just wants a family or have his family or be part of the family, and then the family that is there is like these horrible people and they treat each other so badly. So it's like almost like, you know what, Danny? You don't need a family. You're better off with that.
Honestly, I'm very sympathetic toward Ward.
Yeah.
Because he was a stupid kid, but he was a stupid kid. Can you imagine living 15 years with your father taking everything out on you, ordering you to do in every step that you take, telling you fail every time you disagree or do it wrong?
Yeah, they threw like stupid soap opera stuff in there, the drug addiction thing, and then going to the clinic and just like losing it, and
then he just gets let out of the clinic and it's fine. But
were they implying here something about Davos? Did you feel they were implying?
You mean Mordo? You say Mordo?
Yeah, basically. Did you feel they were implying that he was like in love with Danny?
The thought did cross my mind, yes.
Because I think that's what they were going for. Like, he's in love with Danny. He wanted him to stay. And then Danny's like, you're not upset that I left Kowloon. You're upset I left you. Isn't that in there? He says that to him.
Yeah.
And
Danny gets mad because Danny keeps freaking out, man.
I'm pretty sure they were implying that like he's in love with him. Or they were 100%. Or maybe they had some sort of thing with each other. Which is fine. Just let's go all the way. Let's be more clear if you're going to do that.
Don't dance around.
I loved you. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it if you're going to do it.
I loved you. You left me.
I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. And then at the end, he joins the hand.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, so he was talking to Gao at the like a table.
Oh yeah,
The same table where Batman and Catwoman were sitting, and Alfred was like, I'm going to look back and see you. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to see you there, and we'll just nod. It looked like the same setting.
You know, they never really, like, even made it super clear, like, okay, so we know Gal's bad because they tell us so all the time. But, like, at some point, they changed the heroin. When they first introduced the heroin, when the Rand Company executives were selling it to people, like, it's got no side effects, every high is like a first high. It's beautiful. And honestly, like, that, like, for the first, like, until, like, the last or second to last episode when Ward gets caught with heroin on him, that they say it's, like, that they describe it that way. In other words, it's basically a completely harmless drug that gets you super duper uber high and you're super happy and whatnot. And I'm like, so if you replace all the heroin that kills you with this stuff, then people no longer die from heroin? Go ahead. Yeah, get him, Gal.
Oh, but then a lot of wackiness.
But then in, like, the last episode, Ward's, like, in the hospital, and what's his face comes in. He's like, "You've been poisoned. You're in horrible withdrawal. I can make the withdrawal go away." And he gives him this other drug. It's like, oh, I'm fine now. Interesting.
What about that dude that the guy trained Colleen that just knows everything about the Iron Fist? He knows more than, like, anyone.
Yeah, like,
this is how you fix your chi. This is like, dude, how do you know this?
Like, what did they? What the frill were they training you on when you were in Kunlun?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, what was he doing? Like, I'm going to be the Iron Fist. I don't know what that means.
I was thinking about a different take on it, and what would be awesome. I don't know. What I would personally do, which I think would be fun, is you have Danny's in Kunlun. They train him to fight the Hand. He hears the Hand is in New York. You know?
Yeah, that would have been
from there. These Meachums are there.
I'm the only. I've got support. I'm the only one who can take them down.
And you know what would be badass?
What? Because
people get into he's the white guy savior and all this stuff. What if he's like he sucks at the Kunlun stuff? He's bad at it. Right?
Yeah.
He steals the Iron Fist power to bring it to New York to try to, like, get the Hand out of there because he's like he believes the Hand is so bad.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what he's doing with it. And he's fighting the Hand. And then ultimately in the end he proves himself worthy. Like, he goes to give it back, but, like, it won't leave him or something because now it's like it's found its rightful person, you know.
Oh my! Well,
he actually earned it, like, that way.
Yeah, like there's so many
something like that's more like fun, I think, right?
There's so many better potential motivations for Danny Rand leaving than I wanted to leave.
Or they send him there, or he decides to go because he hears about, like, but just the fact that he just goes there to New York and they're there, like, thank God he's not from Cincinnati or something. He would have. What would he have done with this Iron Fist ability? He just happens to have the fights the Hand, you know.
And the other thing that I was laughing at was, like, that I just realized now, like, oh my gosh, do you know what it is, dude? One Hand didn't know what the other was doing. Like, the Gal and what's his name? Broly? I don't know.
I remember. This was like
Captain Nice Hair.
I remember Claire. She goes, "Oh, why didn't you change? If you're different than the Hand, why didn't you change your name to something else, like the elbow or the wrist?" She should have said the foot because that was like the.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been pretty sweet.
What a missed opportunity.
Well, maybe they weren't allowed to. I don't know. I'm not sure. You might get sued if you say the parody of the thing you're talking about. I don't know.
Well, that's a parody of Daredevil, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a parody of the Hand, the foot, and then so she was like,
"Wait, seriously?"
Yeah, the foot was the foot.
No. I mean, but the Hand, that was a Daredevil thing first?
The Hand is that was Daredevil all the way.
Oh.
So Frank Miller Daredevil stuff, and then in the 80s was big, and then they're like, oh, the foot. That's funny. You know. So there you go, folks.
Sense. But let me just please allow me to summarize. It's worth watching.
Yeah,
it's not great, but it was fun. And I think they can do much better when they have the other characters around to give Danny a reason to exist.
If they were like
no
Iron
offense
Fist,
to the actor.
If they were like Iron Fist Season 2 is out now, I'd spend the next 3 days watching it. So, you know,
because because they can stop with the stupid garbage and move on to the. Oh, one other thing, something that I didn't quite get. I don't remember ever seeing Ward take the heroin. He had it on his wrist, his arm, but I don't remember seeing it actually get placed there. I'm like, did he do that? Did someone else do that? What's going on?
You're gonna have to send a letter to Netflix.
Yeah, just asking, like, their scriptwriter. Did Ward take the heroin, or did someone plant it on him? I don't know. Because they just said right out that his dad planted heroin in his car. Mm. So they are.
All right, folks, we got to roll. Couple things to check out in the many weeks to come. The sad, lonely weeks with no show. Or maybe they're joyous for it, I don't know. But some things you can check out along the way. The great Mr. Ed Trotta has released a short film, I would call it, that he made back in 2009. He found the DVDs, sent them my way, I digitized it, and we got that thing up on YouTube as well as the Ed Trotta Facebook fan club page. Or you just go to YouTube, put Ed Trotta in the search bar, should come up. It's called The Head Shop. The Head Shop. Very Twilight Zone-esque. Ed stars in it. He wrote the whole thing. You can check that out on the YouTubes or on Facebook as well. And then OJ and I have a mutual friend, a friend of the show, Bryce Chadwell.
Oh, Bryce is active again?
Bryce Chadwell has created something. He refers to it as a raunchy, satirical erotica called Excess of Evil, an alternatively factual Trump-Putin romance. It is described as Vladimir Putin dispatches his most dangerous undercover agents to collect President Trump and forces him to keep his promise, the surrender of America's nuclear arsenal, as well as his butthole.
You know, you had already said arsenal. I mean, the joke was right there. You could have gone for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just reading it as it was written. I don't want to take liberty on this.
Take liberty, huh?
All sales are being donated to the ACLU and the Trevor Project, a national 24-hour LGBT suicide prevention hotline. Go check it out. Mr. Bryce Chadwell worked hard on this, and if you give it a listen, you just may recognize the voice from previous show episodes, perhaps, maybe.
Available on Amazon.com.
So there you go, friends. OJ, anything else to say here? I'm ready to pass out completely.
Yeah, me. Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm exhausted. Yeah. So, all right, guys. I owe a couple of you some video games playings. Hopefully, going to do that after next week. I got my last 2 performances. But if I find it, if someone posts a YouTube video of us dancing, I'll let you know. So then you can see my fat butt shake. But yeah, I got nothing else to say except I hope you guys are doing well out there. We miss you. We love talking with you, even if it's in one direction. But that means I get to hear my voice more. So I hope you're doing well, and we look forward to seeing your comments, and cookies. Dreams of cookies.
This has been a production of StayBallsy.com, the best in free and optional entertainment. Have a pleasant evening, and remember, stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.